This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed-sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company. There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
EK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, so Big 12 football media days started today in Frisco, Texas. And if that's the unofficial beginning of the 2026-27 school year, Arizona got a nice little reward to cap the 25-26 campaign.
To put a bow on this year's competition, I'm excited to announce the recipient of the inaugural All-State Commissioners Cup and winner of the All-State Big 12 Championship Series. This award honors the Big 12 program that excelled both athletically and academically throughout the year. This year's winner, Arizona. I want to congratulate President Garamella, Athletic Director Desiree Reed-Francois, and all the great University of Arizona student athletes. Let's give them a hand, please.
That's the commissioner of the Big 12 Conference today, Brett Yormark, kind of kicking things off at Big 12 Football Media Days down at the Star in Frisco, Texas. That is the practice facility for the Dallas Cowboys of the National Football League. The Commissioner's Cup. So this is the second year that they've given this award out, and both of these years now it has been won by a university within the state of Arizona, as the Sun Devils won it last year. And then the Wildcats take the honor this year. Athletics Director Desiree Reed-Francois accepted the trophy from Brett Yormark. And in a statement today, she said, "We're extremely proud of our entire athletics department, from student athletes to coaches The staff winning the All-State Commissioners Cup not only reflects competitive success in one of the nation's top conferences, but also our commitment to academic excellence and community engagement. So again, that's kind of what this particular award is all about. Launched last year to recognize Big 12 athletic departments for their efforts in fostering an environment that develops student athletes both on and off the field. The award builds on All-State's 20-year commitment to supporting college athletics and helping student athletes succeed in competition, the classroom, and their communities. In addition to winning the All-State Commissioners Cup, Arizona will also receive a scholarship donation from All-State. So the Wildcats amassed a league-high 1,376 plus points in this thing. Now, they didn't give us a standing, so I don't have any idea how close this race was or anything of that nature.
Didn't we talk about this exact same thing last year when ASU won?
Yeah.
Yep. Nice to see where Arizona might have finished in that list. I looked for it for about half an hour, 45 minutes after the announcement, and I have yet to see a list of the 16 teams and where they're. We see the point total. That's the funny thing about it, DK, is they tell you the point total that Arizona received, but not how that's relevant to how any of the other teams finished.
Yeah. The Wildcats obviously won Big 12 regular season and tournament titles in men's basketball, in addition to the men's tennis regular season crown. Both men's basketball and men's golf advanced to the Final Fours. Men's tennis got to the Elite Eight. Football won 9 games, went to the Holiday Bowl. Women's track and field posted its highest NCAA outdoor finish in 13 years. The ladies took 20th at the NCAA championships mid last month. Volleyball got back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018. In all, 18 Arizona programs earned postseason berths, including the women's triathlon team, which captured its second straight women's collegiate national championship. So congratulations there. Now officially in terms, so he says 18 got postseason berths. Now in terms of this is a little bit different grading system than the Directors Cup. In terms of the Directors Cup, it was 15 teams earned postseason berths as it relates to that particular cup. And we'll get into that. I don't know if we'll get into the Directors Cup today, but we may get into it more tomorrow. The Wildcats, we thought, might jump in to the top 30. They were 31st heading into the last grouping of sports that needed to be completed, but they actually dropped 5 spots from 31st to 36 to finish things out this year.
That, just quickly, that disparity is Stanford's fault. Stanford won every single Directors. Before it was called the Directors Cup, Stanford won everything but the inaugural year. Then they changed the format to not include. Was it 18 now?
Yeah, 19.
19. So 19 sports now. Used to be in the mid-20s. So those sports that the Big 12 has chosen to include that the Directors Cup didn't, you can blame that on the Cardinal.
But again, there's a lot more that goes into this particular cup. A lot of it is based on what's going on in the classroom. Arizona student athletes posted a 2025 NCAA GSR of 92%, a 2% increase over the previous year. The Wildcats twice broke their semester grade point average during the 25-26 school year, registering a 3.412 GPA in the fall before eclipsing that mark with a 3.413 GPA in the spring. And as part of Arizona's pioneering CATS program, a commitment to athletes' total success, Wildcat student athletes contributed 3,335 hours of community service during this past school year, with the football team volunteering the most of those hours. So congratulations to all the athletes. Great job by Brent Brennan to get his guys back out into the community and showing their faces. And again, that's what it's about. It's about not only this community providing a comfortable atmosphere for these young people to come and compete, but when those young people getting here, turning around and giving back to that community that supports the University of Arizona. So congratulations to Desiree Reed-Francois and everybody over at the athletics department for this tremendous award in its second year. Arizona Athletics 2025-26 All-State Commissioners Cup champions. Always great to win some type of cup and raise it. All right, 520-848-1290. If you have anything you want to get in, talk about that right there. If you own a business or if you work in a business where Arizona athletes came in this year and volunteered, love to hear from you. Love to hear your story on that interaction and what that interaction was like for those athletes to come into your world and make a difference with either the people around you, if it was a school situation, the kids that you teach. I'd love to hear your thoughts. 520-848-1290 on that there.
Also, there's the 3 individual award recipients, right?
Yes.
I looked into the guy from ASU. I didn't know. 5-time NCAA champion Johnny Kulo is the swimming and diver up there. He's senior with a 4.0 GPA. 5 relay championships. I mean, I looked it up. I was like, man, I know ASU's been doing really well in the swimming and diving department the last decade, but I hadn't necessarily heard his name, and I looked it up, and he has 5 relay championships. But yeah, the 3, I think that's the Bob Bowlesby Award winners, right?
Yeah, exactly. Again, there were, like you mentioned, there were some individual awards that also went with this to kind of start off, and we'll get into that, as well as the fact that they named obviously the preseason all football team.
Yes, they
as
did.
a part of these announcements as well, going into the start of the conference season and the school year.
Also, some corporate news as well.
Oh yes, there you go. There you go. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. You mentioned the other 2 awards. One of those awards goes to one of the top females in the conference this past year, and that went to TCU's Olivia Miles, who was just absolutely ripping it up in her first season in the WNBA. A tremendous student, Olivia Miles was at TCU, 3.75 grade point average while she graduated with a degree as well there, and she was taken in the first round, 2nd overall selection in this past spring's WNBA draft, and her professional career is off to a tremendous start. So a male and a female recipient of the Bob Bowlesby Award in the Big 12 this year.
I love it. I mean, we always separate that. We talk about academic All-Americans, you talk about conference and national All-Americans on the field or, the field of play. But the idea, DK, of combining the idea of excelling on the field and also excelling in the classroom and being really, I think it's too dismissive of the idea of student athlete really being in the NIL era. It's student athlete and people who take that very seriously, like anybody who attends the aforementioned Stanford University. But this award, DK, to me, giving student athletes an award that recognizes not only their excellence on the field but also their dedication to the classroom. I just think that's a great combination and worth pointing out. That I don't know that this is a national thing. We haven't heard of this in a long time, but the idea that the Big 12 is combining those 2 things and making it important to excel in both the field and also in the classroom is very important. Good message.
We'll let you hear. Obviously, it was the first day. 8 teams spoke today. We're not going to obviously get into all 8 teams, but we'll let you hear a few things that came out of Big 12 Media Days today. Some of what Brett Yormark, I should say, the commissioner, he opened with his press conference, as he always does, took some Q&As from the crowd. He was obviously asked about the Brent Sorsby situation. We'll let you hear what he had to say about that. Texas Tech was on the docket today. Both their coach and one of their players was asked about the controversy that kind of really not only surrounded the Big 12 Conference, but the entire college football world this earlier this summer. And so Brent Yormark had to address that, as did the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So we will let you hear some of that coming up tomorrow. Again, we mentioned the Wildcats are on the docket tomorrow at Big 12 Media Days. So we will hear from head coach Brent Brennan and the Wildcat student athletes. Normally in the past, they've only taken maybe like 2 or 3 athletes to these particular events, but this year it was a whole lot more than that. I mean, all the teams I think have taken about 6-7 athletes to this. So this is I'd be interested just to kind of hear the dynamic in that part of it, but they really are trying to get more of the student athletes to these events to speak for their schools and their programs. And that's always good to see because, like I said, in the past, it's maybe only been a handful of guys, 2-3 guys that go to these events, but now they're taking up to 6 to 7, which is cool to see for sure. And we mentioned yesterday they announced the Big 12 All Preseason Awards team. Offensive Player of the Year, L.J. Martin. Defensive Player of the Year, A.J. Holmes. And Newcomer of the Year, Drew Metzmaker for the quarterback from Oklahoma State. On that list as well from your Arizona Wildcats was quarterback Noah Fafita. No surprise there. He was the quarterback for the preseason All Big 12 team. First time in the history of the program that Arizona has had their quarterback be all-conference, preseason all-conference first team. So great honor for Noah Fafita to start the year. You know, I don't normally get into a lot of these preseason awards and stuff, but we do want to, because again, this is the first time that's ever happened. So we're going to mention that. But preseason awards don't mean a damn thing. You got to go out there and you got to prove it on the field. We would prefer to celebrate first team All Big 12 after the year is over. And hopefully we have an opportunity to not only do that with Noah Fafita, but a number of the other Arizona Wildcats. But I was a little surprised that his was the only name on there. And again, that just goes to show you again, this is a team that still has a lot to prove. Graduated a lot of folks out, but still a lot to prove about where their standing is in this conference. Once again this year, they did not, after 2 years ago, they had a preseason, the preseason rankings for the conference football teams. They did not do that again this year. They did not get that.
The Dillingham, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Dillingham effect. After they were picked to finish last and then went out and won the league. So
I had to check, and 80 quarterbacks were drafted from the Pac-12. So
just 80?
80. Yeah. There are. I'm just pointing out, like, the fact that Noah is the first Arizona Wildcat to be on a preseason, to be the quarterback on a preseason all-conference team.
Right.
I think points to the talent in the previous conference that Arizona was in. A lot of guys got drafted out of that league. To go under center.
Yeah, and then it also goes to say with the fact that we're talking about it being a preseason listing for the conference as well. And there was a lot of hype for a couple of quarterback prospects for the U of A to have none of them potentially be either a first or second team. Because, again, the Pac-12 was deep enough that you could have a second team preseason selection. But the fact that Noah's the first one in the program's history to have a preseason selection at the quarterback position, it does say a lot about Noah's talent level and how difficult it was to be noticed in the Pac-12 among the quarterback crop that was there.
I bet you if that was defensive backs, the number would be closer to 15 or 20.
Probably 15 at least.
There you go. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We are with you till 6 o'clock this evening. Tomorrow, don't forget, we'll be out at Showtime Cards. It'll be Wild Card Wednesday, so come on out to Showtime Cards and join us there. Always love to have you out and buying your favorite trading cards. Who knows what boxes we're going to break tomorrow with George Murray's and company. We'll check in. Hopefully he's recovered from his little knee injury that he had going on last time, and he's starting to hit home runs again in the adult baseball
league. Going
to
be opening up any World Cup cards?
Maybe. You never know.
There probably should be a couple of them here.
We opened up a box last time.
Yesterday.
We opened up a box. Yeah, we'll get into that disaster coming up next. What happened to the United States men's national team on the Seattle field on Monday night. DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic in your way.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Roadwork and slowdowns, I-10 near Emparita Road. It's roadwork and also a reduced speed limit and slowing. Eastbound I-10 near Emparita Road, slowing on Speedway on the east side of I-10. Grant Road east of I-10 remains closed till the beginning of August. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow. 81 the overnight low, 107 tomorrow, 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather.
This report is sponsored by Duracell, built different. From remotes to automatic corkscrews, Duracell keeps you ready. Their double and triple A batteries are the only ones with power boost ingredients, built for long-lasting performance. Get the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in store at Lowe's, Walmart, or Amazon.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GROW to borrow up to $10,000.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Kohl's knows summer comes with a few family debates. Like, what's the best ice cream flavor? Or who gets the good pool noodle? But when it comes to Kohl's summer outfits, everyone's in agreement. They're comfy, they're cool, they're stylish. And they're here to make everyone's summer feel a little easier. Shop now for looks that the whole family will sign off on at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. On Chicago's South Side, Boston's Wire Abreu could earn a mustard-clad dog or 3. This season against LHBs, he's batting a sizzling .361. Facing southpaw Noah Schultz, who has a 5.68 ERA and 9 starts, Abreu was in line to collect multiple bags. Give me Abreu over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI, no matter the juice. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
There once was a movie called Sleepless in Seattle. Well, last night, the U.S. men's national team was pretty shotless in Seattle.
Go support your local team. This doesn't have to be the last soccer you watch for the next 4 years.
It's a beautiful sport. We give our lives to it for a very good reason. And we have so enjoyed the support the U.S. has received. And we are incredibly excited for the final 2 weeks of this tournament. The final 2 weeks, which will not include the men of the United States. Belgium, a concern about an injury, but one of their legends scores in a third consecutive game. And they set up a quarterfinal with Spain Friday afternoon in Los Angeles.
All right, so 4-1 the final last night, full-time losing effort for the United States men's national team. Pretty disastrous performance, bad defense early in the game really took this team out of it. They were able to get the equalizer there, but turned it right back and fell behind 3 minutes later and just never seemed to really be in the game. Christian Pulisic got hurt again. And so he was not able to play much at all. I think they took him out early in the second half of that game. And again, it's great that they got to this point, but as we've seen before, I mean, soccer's one of those sports. I mean, I'm sure, and I mean, I don't remember the reaction, to be quite honest with you, in 2002 when we got to the quarterfinals, and if people talked about how that was going to be the birth of soccer and the turnaround of the sport, and then 14 years later, we didn't even make this tournament. So there are no guarantees when you get to this point. I mean, this was a great run for this team in their home country to be able to get to this point, but you cannot mask the disappointment in one. You got your ass kicked in the round of 16 but by a team, that was clearly better. I mean, Belgium was a clearly better team, so we can't. I mean, no knock on them. They were the better team. But from what we had seen early in this tournament from the United States, the way they had played in those first handful of games in pool play, I think a lot of us were just expecting something a little bit more than what we got last night. And we talked about it on the show yesterday. Was this going to be the time for Captain America, Christian Pulisic, who's taken a lot of bows and arrows over his time kind of being the face of this national team? People asking, is this the guy? Can he step up? Is he going to be one of those legends that we're talking about? And unfortunately, there was the injury is the specter. I don't know that we're ever really going to know how good this team could have been because Christian Pulisic was not at full strength for this tournament.
Look, I understand the mindset of would this team have been better with Christian Pulisic if he had been healthy. I understand the mindset of, maybe the whole Balogun, the kind of specter of that whole decision hanging over the team, maybe distracting everybody. Let's not beat around the bush, though, DK. This is a situation where, once again, the United States talent just did not measure up to a team that they went up against across the pitch from them. They had no control in their own defensive third. Seemingly every time they got into the middle of the pitch, they could not get the ball out of their zone. And there's just a lot of mistakes, a lot of genuine mistakes that did not need to happen. Matt Freese's moment there that gave up the third goal is gonna live in infamy for that poor guy.
What was that?
I feel bad for him.
What was that?
It's the old adage of, if you're the goaltender, you've got to look bigger in the net than what you actually are. That usually means you got to get out of your box. But the problem is, once you get out of that second box, that larger area, you can't use your hands anymore. So he had to use that with his feet. But here's the thing. What's the reason why most cornerbacks play corner, DK? Because they don't have hands, right?
They can't catch.
They can't catch.
Right.
There's a reason.
Or if you're a freshman wide receiver at Arizona, right?
Right. It's either you're freshman or you don't have hands. If you're a guy that's a very tall 6'7" guy, but you can't dribble, guess what? We can't play you at guard. We'll probably play you as a big. We'll play you as a power forward or a center. This is a reason why, if you're Matt Freese, you have to remember what you're there for. You're there for your reaction. You're there for your quickness. You're not there for your dribbling. You can't handle that ball outside the box there. And it showed when he got his foot trapped on the grass trying to clear out that ball. There's a lot of mistakes that happened in this game that the U.S. could not overcome. And overall, their talent level is just not there with the positions that they need to get over the top and get to that next area. Because, again, getting to the quarterfinals is a great thing. This team's never gotten further than that. They need to get to a semifinal at some point if they want to have a serious idea of a golden generation, which seems to be a concept that gets brought up every 2 or 3 World Cups for the U.S. They need to get certain things mapped out a lot better than what they have right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to point fingers at any individual players because the entire team had their worst game in the past few months. I mean, It wasn't one guy injuries aside, the problem, DK, is when you only have one legitimate scorer on the international level and he's banged up.
Yeah.
You look at Brazil. Brazil's best striker goes out with a little bit of an ankle injury. 10 more guys behind him are internationally known great strikers. So again, I just think it goes back to a cultural, systemic issue with America. Erling Haaland is the best goal scorer in the World Cup right now today. Fight me. He just is. He has been, since 8 years old, in his national training center, living and breathing soccer since he was 8 years old. Now, and again, in America, parents let their kids have fun. They want their kids to be kids. Go choose what you like to have fun with your friends and do. If that's collecting Pokemon cards, if that's playing basketball, whatever that is, go find your joy. That's the American way. And in a lot of other countries, when you're talking about Olympic sports in particular and sports like soccer, you recruit, you scan people really early in life. If they have a joy to pursue that, then you get them in your system with professional training from before they enter puberty, guys. And that's just not the way America works with their soccer program. And if you want to compete with some of these countries, how are you going to get to be the top of the world in any event like that? How about cross-country skiing? Doesn't matter what it is. If you don't start really, really young and train, gymnastics is the same way. You're never going to reach that level. And the class shown by Belgium last night was clearly at a different level. Now, I think if the U.S. played the same game they did 2 weeks ago, it would have been a completely different story. But the way that their defense, especially in those, like you said, DK, the first 25 minutes, so many lapses that we hadn't seen. And the connectivity on the passing game just wasn't there as well. They just weren't stringing passes together, weren't generating a lot of chances. I look at it a lot like the Michigan win over Arizona in the Final Four. Those two teams play each other 20 times. I guarantee you Arizona doesn't lose by 20 points to Michigan every time. America had their worst game yesterday. Belgium played their best game of the tournament, and that was the 4-1 result.
Yeah, we can continue this this conversation in about the way that we're bringing up our athletes into the one we've been having ever since I took over this show. And as we finally going to see an American male win a Grand Slam tennis tournament, which has not happened in 23 years. And we have just one left. Taylor Fritz, who will play tomorrow morning at 6:30 in the quarterfinals. Can he be the guy that finally gets that hump off? Because we've had that conversation as well in terms of the amount of money and training that we're putting into our young athletes in sports like tennis, in sports like soccer, these sports where European athletes have taken over, these sports where international athletes are when we had this conversation, the international athletes are coming in and becoming top players at our collegiate programs because we are not investing enough as Americans in these sports to allow our young people to compete at the highest level, whether that's internationally or whether that's now even in college here in the United States.
There is a guy you might have heard of coming, though. Have you ever heard of Kevin Sullivan?
Yes.
Okay, this kid got signed by Manchester United when he was 14. Now, we went through this with Freddie Adu. We've heard a lot of the next great guy is coming to, take U.S. soccer to the next place. But this kid apparently is so good that when he turns 18, he's going to Manchester United.
Right.
And because he wanted to play, he wanted to be in high school in America, but he's playing in the MLS right now. But that's the system. You have to have people who dedicate their lives to the technique. It's all about technique, right? And perfect technique all the time. Because if you watch other teams play Dragon Ball, there aren't those lapses in short passing games. They just don't make those silly mistakes. It's like I mentioned the other day, DK, when we were talking about, players from America going to Europe and the culture issue. If you have a chance at goal and you shank it wide right, you come in the locker room and say, that's my bad, they'll slap you across the face. Don't say it's my bad. Finish that. We don't get our bonuses if you don't make that. The chances are so few and far between that commanding excellence on every single play, mistakes happen, but you string enough mistakes together and as a team, and that's what we saw last night. Belgium just did not make those same mistakes.
All right, let's get to some of the highlights from last night's game. 9 minutes in, Belgium made their first statement.
Freeman out to meet him now. Freeman blocks the cross. Prevents the corner. It's infield. The U.S. is hesitating. A bouncing ball picked up in the box. And that's the opening goal for Belgium. It was De Ketelaere. First to react in there on the cross. The U.S. players froze defensively. and now they are in an early hole against Belgium.
As you see, as this ball gets switched to the far side, Freeman does really well blocking this first cross from Trossard.
De Ketelaere. We were wondering how to pronounce that young man's name yesterday. All right, so the United States would equalize in the 31st minute.
Melissa Balogun pushed off it, free kick U.S.
He can go both sides here because this is central, which makes it more difficult for Courtois.
Tillman over the scores! Malik Tillman! Lightning strikes twice, and the United States has tied the game!
We thought it was a once in a lifetime. It turns out it's twice in a lifetime, and it takes a deflection on the wall. But it's because, again, it's hit with the right amount of pace, the right height, and it comes off the substitute, Vanaken.
Now, if that Belgian player doesn't twist and move his head in that direction, is this a 5-0 or 4-0 game?
Right,
I mean,
this might be, yeah.
Right. No, that was a great strike by Tillman. Don't get me wrong. And the defender, for Belgium really did guide that. I think the keeper probably would have caught that fairly easily. It wasn't necessarily bending away from him until the header moved in that direction.
Yeah, no, and I had mentioned before I had taken off to go out in downtown that this game was going to be something, if the U.S. was going to come away with a win, they needed to do it with set pieces. And that is a brilliant example of it because they've had some success with good striking opportunities on set pieces. They just didn't get enough opportunities in the offensive zone to force the Belgian defenders to make hard tackles and give them those free kick chances.
Speaking of Charles De Ketelaere, he
Now Belgium trying to counterpunch. Leandro Trossard working on Dest. Trossard to the byline, gets across into Ketelaere's rising up, and Belgium retake the lead. Moments later, Charles De Ketelaere climbs the ladder, his second goal, and the U.S. right back where they were.
But once this ball gets wide, you've got 2v1. You can't let the cross get in here. Freeman is backing off. You've got support. Be more aggressive. They're both taking the same angle there, and Trossard's is able to get down to the line.
Yeah, that joy lasted about 45 seconds.
This would have been one of those situations where the announcer on the PA would not have been able to list out everything related to the previous score before that next one happened.
And then just a bad turnover late.
Richards beaten out of the air. Freeze has got to get there and deal with it. He takes it down off the chest. De Ketelaere knocks it away. Tim Ream can't block it. And unless video review says this is a foul from behind on Ream, it is a disastrous third goal to concede to Belgium.
Trying to play out of it, as you'll see. Long ball, route one. It's been pretty consistent for Belgium, but you're in a good spot here. Put it out. Takes a touch, hesitates on the left foot, doesn't want to hit it, and then Ream's trying to backtrack, do what he can to block the goal. Just an absolute disaster for the United States.
And an absolute disaster of a loss, 4-1 to the Belgium national team. The stay for the United States in their World Cup is over in the round of 16. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We had a question of the day yesterday. We'll give you the final vote tally on that. When we come back, we'll hear from some of the members of the U.S. men's national team on this performance and what this means for USA soccer moving forward. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Crash at Silver Bell and Cortero and Silver Bell. Backups both directions on Alvernon at Grant Road. Ongoing roadwork traffic at Alvernon and Grant. 1 lane each direction. No left turns permitted. Grant Road and Alvernon Way. We've got an extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow. 81 going to be our overnight low. 107 tomorrow, 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather
This
together.
report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Trouble sleeping lately? Upgrade to the great sleep you deserve at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Choose from a curated selection of top brands and let their sleep experts help you narrow it down. They make sleep easy.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona.
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Belgium beat the U.S. men's national team last night 4-1 in one of the most disappointing efforts given by the U.S. in a World Cup match. Lack of possession, unmarked players in the box, and no offensive attack. The U.S. was outclassed by a European power at every turn. Wasn't even close to advancing out of the round of 16. I'm Chris Black.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. America's Big 250 starts this month. Did you know Tucson's first Presidio is 250 plus? If you're not careful, you can still experience those original dirt roads crossing town in the bottom of wagon wheel busts and suspension slaying potholes. It's why Arizona drivers count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care to protect their tires and suspension for life with Jack's Plus Pack. Every passenger and light truck tire we install comes with a free alignment check and 12 additional services, including professional installation and lifetime tire maintenance. If you're shopping around, Jack's got you covered with major brands and budget-friendly tire options. Compare Jack's total installed price. Backed by our low price promise, we've got you covered completely through both our seasons, monsoon and road construction. Check out Jack's Plus Pack, a $249 value at jackfurriers.com. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by any of our 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, we're here to get you there.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey there, pizza and ice cream lovers! Get excited because Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream is now open at the Oro Valley Marketplace. We've got something for everyone: a private party room, arcade, golf simulator, and even a coin-operated train to keep the little ones entertained. Hungry? Dive into our weekday lunch buffet or have a leisurely Sunday brunch with a stunning view of Push Ridge. Be sure to ask about our new secret menu launching in July, featuring all things watermelon. If you can't stop in, enjoy free delivery through August, and now delivering to our friends in Saddlebrook. Catch every minute of the International Soccer Tournament on our more than 25 TVs. That's Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream at the Oro Valley Marketplace. Come for the pizza, stay for the fun.
And this Friday, we've got a Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream sweet deal for you. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the United States men's national team exited the World Cup last night with a 4-1 loss to Belgium. Valérien Balogun did play in the game after he was initially given a red card near the end of the United States win over Bosnia-Herzegovina, but that was overturned. President Trump intervened on behalf of the United States men's national team with FIFA. Our question of the day yesterday, was it appropriate for the president to do so? Your final vote on that came back 73% no to 27% yes. So many of you believing the president of the United States should not have put his hand into this whole situation with FIFA in order to get Flo Balogun back and eligible to play. He had an opportunity for a late goal that would have brought the United States back to within one on a breakaway in the second half, but could not make it happen. Now, today, 2 more games. The first game of the day was just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Argentina was down 2-0 and rallied to win by a score of 3-2 over Egypt, thanks in large part to just some unbelievable play down the stretch by Lionel Messi. So they are on to the round of 8. And now we've got PKs happening in the second game of the day. Switzerland and Colombia, both sides now each have a goal in PKs or a made shot in PKs. It's a 1-1 overall tie, and we are on to round 2 of penalty kicks. This might be our question of the day today, because it was the conversation we had, my wife and I had after watching the game the other night between Argentina and Cape Verde about whether or not this is the appropriate way to decide these games. I personally, again,
that's been a debate for a long time.
Long time. I personally don't have a problem with it. These guys run up and down the field for what amounts to 120 minutes to get to this point.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if it's fair to have them continue to run up and down that.
The problem is they had it like this for a long time, and then they instilled the golden boot rule, which did not last very long. That was like 15, 20 years, the golden boot. That didn't last very long at all.
No.
But that was first to score in the overtime periods.
Sudden death.
And then they switched it back to 2 15-minute periods, right? So I just think if you're talking about 90 minutes of world-class running up and down, look how much some of these guys run.
Yeah.
To do a second overtime, third overtime, fourth overtime, how else are you? The question is, how else are you going to do it after 120-plus minutes? With how many? They only have a certain number of substitutes, right? They're limited substitutions.
Yeah, 5.
So it's not as if you've got fresh guys out there. If you keep running and running, the quality of the soccer just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, the only thing that I've ever really suggested when I've had the conversation with folks about how do you like penalty kicks? Do you not? If you're going to do extra time and have that extra 30 minutes, you should give both sides an extra 2 subs. Give them both 2 subs for those 15, those 2 30-minute sides, and then you go ahead and have that opportunity. Like, if guys are getting tired and they just can't do it, then okay, you get some extra bodies on the pitch. But they haven't made any changes in regards to the substitution rules. And to be fair, I feel that again we've heard it many a time that the best side in soccer doesn't always win. And sometimes the golden goal can be a little bit fluky. So that's what I think a lot of people were against the golden goal.
Yeah.
But I still think that penalty kick, there's a certain sense of suspense that just builds with every step, and that's the best part about that part of the game.
Golden goal was 1993 until 2004, so about 11 years.
So right now we're in round 3. Colombia missed their second kick. Switzerland has made both of theirs, so they lead 2-1. Colombia about to kick their third, and that one is good. So it is now 2-2.
He guessed it right.
Oh, that's like a goalie's nightmare. He guessed exactly right, and the ball just went right underneath him.
He just decided to have a little bit more air on his jump than he wanted on that one. Oof.
I mean, speaking of a guy that can kick goals between people, that goal by Messi to make it 2-2 today, I just don't understand how he gets the ball. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how he kicked it between two guys' legs. And today, the one he kicked might have been even more
around
impressive.
the defender.
Yeah, basically
those side
just
volleys. That's my favorite shot in soccer. Is a side volley when the ball just kind of kicks up about 2 feet off the ground, 1.5 feet, 2 feet off the ground. And that technique of that side volley, I mean, I got so much power behind it, but it's just effortless perfection. I mean, anybody who's watched Messi since he was 16, 17 years old, not much has changed. And those moments like that seem like awe-inspiring, like how the heck did he do that until you see him do it 100 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
Very rarely does Messi misstrike the ball given a situation like that. And that build-up and how that goal came to be was just kind of chaotic. And as per the usual, he finds himself. How does Tobe Awaka get so many rebounds, DK? It's not because he's a big dude. It's because he anticipates where the ball is going to be. And that's what Messi is expert at. Messi is always in the right place at the right time and rarely ever misses a finish like that.
And then the one time that he does in the penalty kick, and everyone's thinking, oh, this is Egypt's lifeline. They've got a chance. Nope, still doesn't matter.
That was weird. Like, that was a weak kick. Like, he kicked. First of all, he didn't put much power behind it, and there was no subterfuge. Like, you have to, in this day and age, you see people doing the stutter on those penalty kicks.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a penalty kick with no wall, a free kick, and Messi we didn't talk about that, but in the first half, Messi, about 20 minutes in, he had a chance to tie the game at 1, and he was stopped by the keeper. That keeper, by the way, for Egypt was the reason why that team was up 2-0. It could have easily been 3-2. Argentina had some great chances early, but the keeper for Egypt was great.
Yeah.
So Switzerland hit one over the goal, and now their goalkeeper has gotten a stop. So now Switzerland has turned this PK situation into their favor. They can go up 3-2 here in the fourth round as Colombia has now missed 2 to Switzerland's 1.
No pressure.
Winner goes on.
The best
winner
part
goes
is,
on to the round of
even
8.
if Switzerland makes this shot, it falls on Colombia's result on the 5th.
Yep.
And now it's just a matter of what exactly happens here.
5-2.
Of course, we got to be careful with the play-by-play rules.
Yeah, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Switzerland has now taken a 3-2 lead as we go to the final round of the PK. So, again, Colombia must make, and then Switzerland, if they can make again, will win this match in penalty kicks to advance to take on Argentina.
If you had a PK like that, Dragon Ball, is that what you would do? Because you see so many guys pick left, pick right, and a lot of the stutter step stuff, but that particular technique was straight down the middle, elevated about 4 feet off the ground, and the goalkeeper had picked one because you have to choose one side or the other, and he just kicked him where he was jumping from.
Now, I've always felt that you don't want to put a lot of bend on this. You want to make this kick flat. You want to make it be powerful. And the biggest thing is do not overextend your foot. What happened with the Switzerland kick that went over the top of the net is that there was a big windup on that kick and just too much air on it. You want to make this something where it's going into the body of the net, of the goal. And now we're going to go and see what happens. If Switzerland nails this last one, it will go Switzerland's way. But Colombia, they did their part. Now it's 3-3 going into the final kick.
All right, 1 kick left to go. 3-3 as Dragon Ball mentioned. Switzerland with the final kick here of the penalty stage, at least this round, because they'll go to another round if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Is this the reason why soccer is not more popular in America? It's a 0-0 game after 90. We didn't mention that there's been no goals scored in this game. So 0-0 after 90-plus minutes.
No,
I think the lack of scoring in general, if you ask the average American why they're not a soccer fan, it's because of 0-0 ties and penalty kicks.
And not only that, but it's the only sport that you can really think of on top of your head that is highly popular, has a lot of big fixtures and tables and standings, and a game can end in a 0-0 draw where everybody just wonders, what did we bother watching this for? That's, I feel, a lot of people's, like the average outside fan of soccer
and the thing
feels
is,
about that.
Not all 0-0s are equal.
No,
right?
they are not the
Sometimes
same.
teams, well, here we go.
Switzerland for the victory, and they are moving on. Switzerland has won the PK 4-3 over Colombia, so that means that only one team from the Americas, Argentina, will be in the round of 8.
It is a heavy, heavy European influence for this year's World Cup. My goodness.
There you go. 4-3, a 0-0 score with 4 threes in PK.
First time they've been to the final 8 since 1954.
For
Switzerland.
Yeah,
Wow.
Switzerland has last made the round of the quarterfinals to be amongst the final 8 teams. They did that in 1934, 1938, and 1954, but not since then.
And that second shot for Colombia is probably going to be the one that everyone's going to think back on with this penalty kick. And another chapter
the one that hit the
top of the
bar,
crossbar.
and then because it looked like it hit behind the line. Does it have to? It looked like it hit the chalk, but apparently
there's a
that's
percentage, right?
Yeah, that does not count.
So any England fan will tell you that it has to be completely past the
past
white
the goal.
line.
Yeah, 100%.
It's got the same aspect of the hockey puck rule in the NHL, where if the puck is completely across the red line, then that means it's a goal, regardless of if it gets pushed out late or something.
Yeah, all of us NFL fans just get that in the mind where the tip of the ball or
If
whatever.
the tip of the
but
ball
it doesn't
touches
work like
the end
that.
line, it's if the ball completely crosses the white, then that means it's a goal. It was halfway over the white, and therefore that means that it does not count as a goal. And just another chapter into a long list of heartbreak for Colombian national soccer, going back of course.
Yeah, we don't need to get into those stories.
Yeah, a lot of the stories of Andres Escobar.
Yeah, I was in high school, I think, when that happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, 520-848-1290. We're going to talk some more World Cup soccer coming up at the 4 o'clock hour. Paul Sakalo is going to join us, longtime television sports anchor, my former compadre over at News 4 Tucson, KVOA. We worked together there for 3+ years. Paul has been on the road. He was actually down at the first match of this World Cup when Mexico opened things up down in Mexico City. He was there that night, attended that game. We'll talk to him. He's been around town, also attending different watch parties. I believe he was at Rusty's. Last night, he was at the Monica with Mexico fans on Sunday night. So we'll talk to him just about what he has been seeing out in terms of Americans following this tournament here in 2026. First, I want to tell you about a sweet deal I've got coming up for you on Friday. It is Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream. I think we've had 1 or 2 Happy Joe's before. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. This goes on sale at 8:30 in the morning on Friday over at Wildcats Radio. 1290.com. That would be our website. Now open at the Oro Valley Marketplace. Beginning in July, you can ask about their secret menu. That, of course, is this month, featuring all things watermelon. How about that? I'm not a big watermelon fan, but if you are, you got new drinks, pizza, dessert, and more. Catch all the soccer action of the World Cup. We can't say that. All the soccer action of the what were we calling it? The
Earth Vessel.
The
Global Earth Vessel.
Global Earth Vessel tournament. At their full bar, they've got 25 TVs at their bar over at Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, offering free delivery through the month of August. Weekday lunch buffet, Sunday brunch buffet, private party rooms available. There's an arcade, even a golf simulator room if you want to bring your clubs and swing the sticks. Gluten-free crust available as well at Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, serving Bluebell ice cream with lots of toppings available. So this is a sweet deal. Friday morning, 8:30 a.m., Wildcats Radio 1290.com. A $50 gift certificate for just $25. All right, in the 4 o'clock hour, we'll also let you hear the highlights of that game earlier. It'll be Switzerland now against Argentina. Argentina rallying from 2-0 down to beat Egypt. Dragon Ball has everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, Big 12 Football Media Day is officially underway, but the University of Arizona didn't have any of their coaches or players talking today, but they did, in fact, come away with some new hardware. Brett Yormark of the Big 12 managed to go ahead and present the Big 12 Commissioner's Cup to Athletic Director Desiree Reed-Francois at the event today. Again, the award granted to the top Big 12 program overall, with points accrued from the Big 12 championship results, regular season performances, as well as off-field achievements. That includes academics, graduations, career development, and community service as well. So congratulations to the Wildcats who helped the U of A take home that award. Verbal agreements now made official on paper. The Suns have officially signed guards Colin Gillespie, Jordan Goodwin, and center Mark Williams to their collective contracts, including Kobe Bryant on a new two-way deal. Again, the Suns and these players have verbally agreed, but now all have signed their contracts officially, inking Gillespie to a 4-year, $48 million deal. Goodwin to his 3-year, $19 million, and Williams with a 3-year, $38 million after his restricted tender was signed. And Team USA's journey, as we have been mentioning, is officially done in the World Cup after a sloppy finish by the American side against Belgium, came away with 4 goals against the U.S. to advance to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Team manager Mauricio Pochettino was shown visibly frustrated during the game, kicking a rack in front of the team's bench after Belgium retook the lead in the first half, and was very candid on how his team performed after the contest.
I think we were not good enough today. We don't need to find another excuse, or I think we were not good enough. It wasn't our day. We didn't perform in the way that we supposed to perform, or show it our quality. But I think all that was happening was around, but I think it wasn't a situation that affect us on the group. I think like all the team can have one day, sometimes that is you don't perform and nothing is right for you. And today was that of this type of day that you suffer because you can never connect with the game.
Again, with all 3 hosts now eliminated, only Argentina has been able to advance to the quarterfinals as the lone representative of the Americas now for the 2026 World Cup. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Congrats to Tommy Lloyd and your Arizona Wildcats on a historic season.
Brayden Smith will not foul him. Wildcats headed to their 5th Final Four.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With a collision clearing Silverbell and Cortero and Silverbell. And also, we've got that road work along I-10, the main line of I-10 between Alvernon to Keno, and also road work at surrounding intersections at Palo Verde and Irvington. Keno and Ajo and Country Club Road closed under I-10. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow. 81's going to be our low. 107 tomorrow. 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging and replacement, batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money, getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. America's Big 250 starts this month. Did you know Tucson's first Presidio is 250 plus? If you're not careful, you can still experience those original dirt roads crossing town in the bottom of wagon wheel busts and suspension slaying potholes. It's why Arizona drivers count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care to protect their tires and suspension for life with Jack's Plus Pack. Every passenger and light truck tire we install comes with a free alignment check and 12 additional services, including professional installation and lifetime tire maintenance. If you're shopping around, Jack's got you covered with major brands and budget-friendly tire options. Compare Jack's total installed price. Backed by our low price promise, we've got you covered completely through both our seasons, monsoon and road construction. Check out Jack's Plus Pack, a $249 value at jackfurriers.com. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by any of our 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Your business isn't a science experiment. So at Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute with a proven framework delivering results 25% better than industry standards. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, J-Dub was sending out text earlier today that the best player in the history of the world might be on his way home from the World Cup. He said, not so fast, my J-Dub.
Alvarez dishing it off. And Messi was in position. Oh, free header! And that is exactly what Argentina needed. Christian Romero hauls them back into it. Lionel Messi, deflection there on the way through. And can they line something up here, Argentina? Oh, it's gone in. It's 2-2. And who else? Lionel Messi, the saviour for Argentina. A comeback when they needed it. Engineered by the man regarded as the greatest of them all.
Well, you just can't write him out of script. It could have gone anywhere. It's Alvarez with the layoff, and it's an instinctive finish. He just hits it as sweet as you can. The technique is perfect. On the half volley, laces through the ball. It's what a picture. What a moment of a player who just keeps writing his own script. Shabir's had the game of his life. He gets his hand to it again, but he can't stop it. This game just keeps on giving.
Little dip of the shoulder, but that didn't fool Julian Alvarez. Lautaro Martinez. Sending it over! Enzo Fernandez! Can you believe this?
It was a blistering counter-attack. You're thinking the opportunity was taken away, but the quality on the ball in, the run from Enzo Fernandez, and the poise to meet that ball and just guide it back across the goal. in the biggest of moments, in the biggest of stages, in one of the biggest comebacks. It is the game of the tournament.
It seems like Argentina is playing all the games of the tournament.
We didn't even talk
so
about
far.
the Cape Verde game from last week, man.
Yeah.
Same.
Insane.
Like, just so competitive back and forth. This was just a matter of the champs not ever feeling like the game was over. I mean, because their first goal didn't come until, there had been some time gone in the second.
Yep.
So down 2-0. And there was a couple of goals taken off the board. And there's some aftermath to all of this. The coach decided that there was, at the very end, decaf, if you saw it, but there was accusations of racism. There's an X sign that they put up. The coach got a yellow card for that interaction, and after the game talked about favoritism from FIFA and wanting Messi to move on and a whole bunch of stuff in the aftermath. But as far as what happened on the pitch, Dragon Ball, I mean, that comeback, it just showed the quality. Argentina has been that type of, have had that kind of quality going back to Diego Maradona in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. But this particular group, these last two World Cups, I just don't think they're ever out of it. And with Messi, I mean, anything's possible.
No, Messi's somehow in what would be described by many to be the twilight of his, not just his international career, but his soccer career overall. There's still a lot of football left to be played for him, for sure. And again, we talked about it where he ends up not getting the goal to go through on the penalty kick, but he still just demands so much attention. He's a black hole when it comes to when defenses see him in the offensive part of the pitch. They can't let him have the ball. It's just simple. It's as simple as that. You see Messi with the ball, get it out of his wheelhouse, get it out of his space, and it's still just something that a lot of teams just cannot seemingly do.
Real quick, here's the thing. The reason Messi's 40 and he was always knocked for never having won the World Cup up until 2022 is because they didn't have the quality around him. Nope. Argentina didn't have other players who could facilitate or be, consistent strikers in the box, especially. And what they've done more recently these last 8 years is find that quality. So you can put two on Messi, but that's at the detriment of having somebody else open who's capable of finishing some of those opportunities. So the whole squad, the entire Argentinian squad, these last two World Cups has been purpose-built to win these kind of games. And, obviously Messi's always going to be a threat, but you cannot leave him. You cannot put 2-3 guys on him and like you could have 15 years ago. That's my point. If you watched Argentina play in the World Cup, in the aughts, it was, let's put everybody on Messi and just hope that nobody else can beat us. And that was the case, as Argentina didn't have great success up until 2022 and this year.
Mm-hmm. Egypt's coach, Hossam Hassan, said his team was treated unfairly, suffered an injustice. He said, afterward, I'm convinced with this outcome. I'm not convinced with the way things unfolded during this match. I would do not want to try to put it nicely here with beautiful wording, selective wording, and saying hard luck, and so on and so forth. We have been treated unfairly today. We have suffered an injustice. If you watched that match today, did you think that was tilted towards the end to favor Argentina? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We're talking to Paul Sakala here momentarily in this hour about this tournament. We'll get his thoughts on that as well.
The biggest issue was that there was a goal disallowed for Egypt. Mm-hmm. It was a long run. I mean, it was from the Argentine side, and Egypt scored a goal on that, and that would have made it. I think that would have made it 2-0.
Yeah,
they
2-0.
did score after that as well, and they did a VAR review and found that there was a foul on Egypt on the Argentine side of the field. Then there was a very similar play when Argentina scored, and they didn't go to the VAR, and that was the biggest issue that they had. It was a very similar play. They took the goal off the board that Egypt had scored, didn't even go to review a play by Argentina. But I think at the end of the day, it's tough when you're up 2-0 on the defending champions, Dragon Ball, late enough in the game to start thinking, is this possible? We're going to do this. And to have that fall through your fingertips, I mean, the three Argentinian goals happened in pretty quick succession. I don't have the actual time in front of me, but let's see. It was 79, 83, and 92. Right. Yeah. So that's 3 goals scored in the final 20 minutes of that game after being in control for the first 80 minutes. So that's the frustration to me from the coaching staff has to have a lot to do with just the fact that they just let it slip through their fingers.
Yeah, no, we just got done talking about how soccer typically sometimes can end in a 0-0 draw after 90 minutes plus an extra 30 afterwards. And in a situation like this where you're up you're 2-0, 67 minutes into a 90-minute game, you're thinking to yourself, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. It took us 67 minutes to score 2 against this side. There's no way we're going to give up 2. And then you give up 2 goals in the span of 4 minutes. And then you give up the final game-winning goal in the extra time of that final part of the game. It's not easy pill to swallow, and coaches are going to be very adamant that, no, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Again, no one likes to be on the side of a collapse where they're the person that choked. No one likes to be that side. And for Egypt, this is just one where they're really in the essence of international play. They haven't really had a lot of success. Salah has been the guy that has supposed to been bringing
for
them
20
into,
years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, forever.
So
forever.
The fact that they are gotten to this point, it's a matter of we have to have it. This has to be our time to shine. We have to be able. We're younger. We have to be faster. No, sometimes you're just not able to go ahead and close out the deal.
I watched the entire match, and I will say this. There were some bad calls for both sides, DK, but it's just like offensive holding in the NFL. I mean, every single play is a hold, and it's up to the discretion of the referees on how they're going to call it, and soccer's the same way. So you would hope that an umpire in Major League Baseball keeps their strike zone the same. You don't want the first inning strike zone be different than the ninth inning strike zone. So if the ref in the match is calling, ticky-tack stuff early, you want them to maintain consistency throughout the match. But as far as something egregious that it was obvious that the refs were making sure that Argentina moved on and that Messi, wouldn't have his international career end, I didn't see anything close to that. No. I just saw a little bit of frustration from the coaching staff from Egypt's side because, like you said, Salah is not probably coming back, and this was probably their best chance to make a big deep run.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's what we've got coming up. So there'll be one game tomorrow. I'm sorry, we have a day off, actually. Tomorrow will be a day off.
Yeah, the announcers are like, what are we going to do with ourselves?
Yeah.
We got a day off. It's been nothing but game for a while now.
So day off tomorrow. We'll come back on Thursday. France and Morocco will play in the first quarterfinal. Then on Friday, Spain and Belgium in the second quarterfinal. Then Saturday, there'll be 2 games, Norway and England and Argentina and Switzerland. They'll both play on Saturday. So we'll have Sunday and Monday off. Come back next week, Tuesday quarterfinal, Wednesday quarterfinal, and then it'll be the final. Actually, they will play a third place match as they do. That's going to be down in Miami. That'll be on the 18th. So that'll be, what is that? That'll be a week from Saturday. And then the final will be 2 weeks from Sunday. On the 19th will be the final in East Rutherford, New Jersey. All right, cricket joins us now. It is, we got everybody. We got all 4 people, and all 4 people's cameras are working. I love when that happens.
Look at the Brady bunch.
If you're watching on any of our streaming channels, we are on YouTube. We are on Twitch. I'll get a link up on Facebook or Twitter here shortly as well. I'm just tossing stuff around. Cricket. She's got quotes every day at 4:12 to make us all feel better about ourselves and about this world that we live in.
We hope.
Yes.
Some people can't believe in themselves until someone else believes in them first.
Some people can't believe in themselves until someone believes in them first.
Mm-hmm.
I got Dragon Ball. I did not get the one yesterday right. However, J-Dub did get it right. It was Dr. Seuss. Who do we got? Who is this today?
Okay, I'm actually going to go, instead of a person, I'm going to ask if this is from the movie, because I think this is Good Will Hunting, is it not?
This is from a movie.
Okay, so I think this is Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
So Robin Williams' character in Good Will Hunting said that.
Mm-hmm.
One more time.
Some people can't believe in themselves until someone else believes in them first.
There you go.
So those would be Matt Damon's words.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who wrote the movie.
Technically, yes, exactly. So it's from a script.
So Matt Damon wrote it.
Yeah.
Robin Williams said it.
Are you saying that he took his line?
Yes.
If anyone's seen Good Will Hunting, that's a reference
That was
to the very end of the movie.
ad-lib, by the way. Like, that wasn't in the script. He ad-libbed that.
He
The
had
great Robin
this phrase?
No. The ending.
The ending
the
to
end
the
of the
movie.
movie.
Yeah, the ending of the movie, Robin Williams, he tacked on a little bit extra, and they kept it in because it was just perfect.
It's
Perfect
just so
ending.
good. That's right. He did a lot of that, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of.
Have you ever seen his like rainbow, suspenders era of his stand-up? I mean,
His
everything was
his stand-up
everything
career,
off the
yeah.
cuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Cricket, have you ever been to France, Morocco, Spain, Belgium, Norway, England, Argentina, or Switzerland?
No.
Never been to any of those places?
No.
Just
How about you,
listing all of them.
Dragon Ball? Have you ever been to any of those places?
I have never been outside the country.
I have-
outside of Mexico. That's
I have
the
been
only.
to England. That is the one country I think on this list that I have been to is England. J-Dub, you're the international man of
No,
leisure.
I've never been to any of those countries.
No. All right. Well, if
But
you-
Morocco is like kind of France. Well, excuse me. I don't want to insult any Moroccans listening, but France and Morocco were pretty
and the
synonymous with each
phones
other for a
light
long
up
time.
with people
Yeah.
from Morocco calling to trash J-Dub for
Not
saying
so
it's
much
kinda
since
like,
their
so
independence,
So
let's
in
put it
other
that
words,
way.
this is going to be that's the rivalry matchup here.
Well,
is
there's a lot
France
of
and Morocco.
a lot of familiarity there, a lot of French culture in Morocco, but that's from a long time ago. Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking Morocco was more Spain, but that's more France, I guess.
Both, yeah. I mean, it's right there. It's like it's the Mediterranean area, right?
Mm-hmm. Cricket. Because we're doing cricket. Can you name of those 8 countries?
Probably not. I don't even know what you're going to ask, but I probably cannot name. But go ahead.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
easy. It's easy. Of the 8 countries, France, Morocco, Spain, Belgium, Norway, England, Argentina, Switzerland, which one is in the Americas?
Oh, I don't know. To be honest, I do not know.
Come on. Did you fail geography?
Yep.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. France, Morocco, Spain, Belgium, Norway, England, Argentina, Switzerland. Which one is in the Americas? Meaning which one is either in North America or South America?
Oh, South America. Oh, well, Argentina.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Dragon Ball also showed me that. But you named them so fast. I was stuck on Norway. For some reason, I was just stuck on Norway. And I'm like, well, I know that's not in the Americas.
No.
I don't know. I was just, yeah.
What are the other rivalries? Are there any other rivalries in this 8 here? Spain and Belgium? They're not. That's not.
Once you're in the quarterfinals, every match is
Every
a
match
rivalry
is a
match
rivalry.
because at that point you're that close to
So-
being in
So
the World
who
Cup.
are we rooting for now? Are we rooting
Africa.
for Argentina?
Africa.
Who are we cheering on today?
Yeah, as my dad is a big Brazilian soccer fan, if I were to root for Argentina, he'd probably be disowning me at some point.
I
would say Spain
want
for me.
England to win just because they haven't never won, right?
No.
They have.
They have.
Yeah,
Oh, they have
but
won.
a long time.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Before
No.
we were all ever born.
They have to keep waiting for it to come home. That's the joke.
Imagine America didn't win the World Baseball Classic for 100 years. That's the situation there.
Yeah.
we
They
go.
invented the sport. They no longer dominate the sport.
Very good. All right, cricket is getting you home. It's hot.
Ugh.
How hot is it, cricket?
It is hot in her.
So take off.
Ate some ice cream.
Yeah. That's the clean version.
That was the song
That's
that was
the clean
on
version.
in my car when I got on the radio when I got my car today, and I said, "Nelly, stop rubbing it in."
Really? Stop that,
really hot.
Nelly.
It's hot.
Ooh, I need a fan.
Hot flash.
My dad had this. He had these like fans. It's like a fan. It looks like headsets.
Oh,
but
and
it's
they
a
sit,
fan
like, on
you put
your
around your
chest?
neck. Yeah. But I didn't know that. I thought they were headsets. So I put them on my head.
your ears?
And I'm thinking, man, I can't hear any. If people were talking, I was like, I can't hear nobody.
Goofball.
Traffic and weather together every 20 minutes.
Now I know what to get you for your birthday.
There you go.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Silverbell and Cortero, crash clearing Cortero and Silverbell. Some slowing both directions on Alvernon at Grant with road work. More slowdowns on Speedway at Main Avenue and backups eastbound I-10 at Emperita Road. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. tomorrow. 81 is going to be our low. 107 tomorrow and 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, bent tie rod. What are you going to do?
I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you can even finish this commercial.
He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slap it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290.
It's the Golden Goal Giveaway all month long at Casino Del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Winners are drawn Fridays and Sundays, 6 to 8 p.m. every hour to score a goal for their prize. The more you play, the more entries you get. And don't miss the July 31st grand finale, where you'll have a chance at a share of $15,000 in cash and prizes. Only at Casino Del Sol and Casino of the Sun, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's July in Tucson. No time to gamble on a cheap AC install. Some of the other AC names got bought out by investment companies and won't stand behind their installs. We stand behind our installs with a 1-year money-back guarantee. Family owned since 2001. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Call 520-492-0748 or online at picturerockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health. Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GROW to borrow up to $10,000.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy, so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. So I'm going to give you our question of the day today. As we just watched another game in the World Cup that was decided by penalty kicks. And my wife absolutely hated this. I mentioned we watched the Argentina-Cape Verde game. She just does not believe that this is how games of this magnitude should be decided. It's an age-old debate, as J-Dub mentioned. So we will put that question upon you. Are penalty kicks an appropriate way to decide major football events like the World Cup? Switzerland won today 4-3 in PKs over Colombia. They are advancing on. That question is going up right now over at Wildcats 1290, our Twitter account. So you can head on over there and vote on that. Well, let's ask our next guest that question right now. He joins us, longtime sports anchor here in Southern Arizona, a native of Southern Arizona, fellow University of Southern California alum, Paul Cicala, joins us now. Paul had the privilege of attending a World Cup game earlier this summer, I should say, down in Mexico City. In fact, the match that kicked off this entire event. Paul, appreciate you taking some time to join us. Let's pose that question to you. You've watched soccer for a long time. You're a fan. Is PKs the way to decide these games?
It's funny you're bringing that up because I didn't expect this to be a topic, but it's something that I have a strong opinion on. I don't like penalty kicks either. I mean, I know traditionalists would like it, but I just think, I guess it shows some players are going to choke, some aren't, but most of the time a penalty kick is almost an instant goal. Or it deals with a goalie that guesses right if they're going left or right, and I just hate that. And I've always said, I know they would never do this, but I don't know if you remember when Major League Soccer first started, they would have penalty kicks, quote unquote, where it would be a one-on-one with the player dribbling forward against the goalie. And I don't know if you remember that, and sometimes you can dribble around or if the goalie commits too much.
Right.
To me, that's way more exciting. And to tell you the truth, that really showcases the skills of those players more than just a lucky, let me guess, left or right, and let's see, see if somebody chokes or not and kicks it over the goalpost. So I agree with you. I feel really bad for any team that loses on penalty kicks.
I do remember that. I do remember when the goalie was allowed to move towards the striker to try to defense the shot. I do remember that early on, and I absolutely agree that might bring a little bit more drama to the penalty kick aspect of finalizing these games.
It was more exciting, and I thought more fair. It was more exciting and more fair.
Yeah, there you go. So, Paul, you went to the first Mexico game, but what was that like to be down there in that experience in Mexico City to kick off this World Cup tournament?
Man, it was awesome. I mean, everywhere you went, and I haven't been in any World Cup cities here in the United States, but I'm sure it's that way here. But everywhere you went, from the airport to just random streets, they had, soccer stuff up, FIFA stuff up, all the good players, not just the international players or not just the players from Mexico, but some of the other teams that would be playing there as well. And I actually, a good friend of mine, Frank Contreras, he's a Sunnyside Unified School District alum, just like myself. He's a foreign correspondent in Mexico City, and I've actually freelanced for him here in Tucson when he's doing stories on border issues and even in El Paso. And I went out there initially just to help him out with his live shots. So we were outside and doing more stuff on the atmosphere of the World Cup. I didn't get inside the stadium, but I still felt that energy, especially when I heard Shakira during the opening ceremonies or one of my favorite Spanish rock groups, Maná. It was a really cool experience. And then going from there, dealing with live shot difficulties, as you know very well, sometimes you can't get a signal, especially there. And then moving to, one of the many watch party areas in Mexico City, it was just an experience like no other. I think Mexico truthfully deserved more games. And I feel like the United States has probably gotten like 4/5 of the games. But I feel like Canada and Mexico probably deserved a few more. But it was really cool. It was a cool experience to be there. And sorry if I'm being long-winded with it, but it was exciting for me. The minute I found out that was going to be the World Cup opener, the first game, whether it be in Canada, the United States, or Mexico, 6 months beforehand, I bought my ticket from Juarez to Mexico City so I wouldn't get ripped off. And obviously, living in El Paso at the time, it's easy to fly out of Juarez. So I had that marked for a long time, knowing that I just wanted to see the atmosphere. There's no way I would have been able to afford tickets.
Paul Sakala joining us, longtime sports anchor here in Tucson at KVOA. Also, back in the day, worked at KOLD as well. Paul, explain just what soccer, for folks that have Mexican heritage. When you first started, like for yourself, when you first started understanding the sport, who were some of the initial heroes that you loved growing up watching El Tricolor play as a kid?
Well, I just think it's a different beast because, in the United States, we have college sports. We have so many other professional sports. So there's less and less people that have a passion for soccer. But in Mexico, I mean, it's soccer, and baseball is actually moving up there now. But I mean, soccer, people live and die for soccer. So, I mean, growing up, the players that I remember were like Hugo Sanchez, who was one of the few Mexico players that was playing in Europe. Of course, even as a teenager or young adult, I always looked up to Jorge Campos, who was a great goalie. And I was a goalie way back in the day when I grew up playing soccer and everything. But it's just fun to cheer for all teams. And I'm equally a fan of Mexico as I am of the United States. And I'm still really, really sad and upset at the loss for the United States as well. And it's sad that all three host countries, we could say they all were successful because they all made it to the round of 16, but it's kind of sad that all three of us lost in the round of 16 as well.
We working in the market here, we have a big tournament every year. The Fort Lowell Shootout that takes place, and I can remember first time covered that event when I was over at KOLD and continuing to get out there as well when I transferred over and working with you guys at KVOA and just seeing all the kids growing up playing this game in Southern Arizona. And I remember one of the first questions I would always ask, or one of the last questions I would always ask a kid when I interviewed them. I said, "So who is your favorite player?" And I cannot count if I tallied all the times I asked kids that question. I think probably 95% of the kids said Messi growing up here in Southern Arizona. As somebody that watches the sport, and we watched the game today, and again the magic that he brings, getting that equalizing goal as time was running out to allow his team to get through to the next round. What makes him that player that so many kids love?
I just think, he comes off, I don't think he comes off as cocky. He's confident, but not cocky, and I think that's a good thing. But besides that, I think the quote-unquote little man can relate to him as well because he's usually one of the shorter guys on the field, but he's so quick, and he's able to maintain his quickness and still control the ball, which most people can't do to the ability that he is. So I'm going to say I'm not a kid. I'm a grown-up, and Lionel Messi is my favorite player. And I know people will say arguably before, you say him or Pelé or Diego Maradona or many, many others, argue the best ever. But I think his statistics against the best competition ever in the top leagues in Europe, and also, the World Cup as well, not just scoring, but his assists and creating opportunities for other people. In my mind, Lionel Messi is the best player ever. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit there and, getting passionate, getting upset if somebody were to say it's Pelé or anybody else or Diego Maradona or maybe somebody I'm leaving out. But I'm going to go with these kids, and I'm saying Lionel Messi as well.
You've been hitting all the watch parties, Paul. I saw you were down at the Monica, I think, on Sunday. You were over at Rusty's last night. Well, what are you seeing out there here in Southern Arizona as folks have been getting into this tournament?
And I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, I just love the passion, and also I'm very happy for the economic boost that we're probably getting here in Tucson. The bars and everything, it's usually probably a little bit slower in the summer. The only thing going on is baseball, so some of the people that like to flock to bars for games may not be doing that. But I'm really happy for the Tucson economy, but not only that, just to see the passion of the fans. And, it's been so exciting to see when the team you're cheering for scores a goal. But I'll tell you, yesterday, oh, man, just the energy level was not there at all at Rusty's, and it's not anybody's fault, but I think it was just because USA was playing so poorly, and, it was not the same feeling. But I've been enjoying it. Of course, as a proud, lifelong Tucsonan who's lived away much of my career, and I'm coming back now here to Tucson. I'm hitting up all these bar spots as much as I can to watch the games, just because I want to support local as well.
Hey, I want to ask you, in terms of L3 and now Rafa Marquez, one of the legends, is going to take over that side. What do you think? How is he going to push that group forward now with having a legend like that at the helm? What do you think that's going to do for that soccer club?
It's too early for me to even answer that question. I think that Mexico is young, and I also think that he really needs to develop players like the 17-year-old Gilberto, who every moment he was on the field did well. He may not have scored, but he set up his players with opportunities. Not only that, but also in a way, also being able to keep the Mexican-born players that are good enough to be on their team, like Alex Zendejas. With Team USA, he was born in Juarez, Mexico, grew up in El Paso, and he plays for America in Mexico for their professional team. And, actually he didn't get a lot of playing time with the USA, and I was surprised. But, I think also just being able to continue to maintain that talent. And they need to, it's sad to say, I think the same thing that hurts USA soccer also hurts Mexico soccer. And I think some of their players that are good enough to play in Europe still decide to play in Mexico because they have more of a chance of, quote unquote, being a star in Mexico. And I feel like, our players, by playing in MLS, they're not going up against that same competition that the rest of the world is going up against. And these teams that are top tier, that are in the Elite Eight now, so to say, they're people that play against this great competition every single day, and we in the U.S. don't, and truthfully, Mexico doesn't as well. I feel like some of the players need to be like Chicharito and a few others, and and really test the markets with playing for European teams, even if it means sitting on the bench sometimes. Pulisic is sitting on the bench and coming off the bench a lot but playing in Europe, and I think that's really helped his game. And had it not been for his injuries, I think he would have shown his talent a little bit more this World Cup.
Paul, a lot of people have been asking me, so what's next for you? You were working in news down in El Paso. You've decided to come back home here to Tucson. What's Paul Sakala's next move on the broadcast front?
I am following in the long line of footsteps of people who have been in the TV industry and decide, you know what, it is time to move on. It is time to have a 9-to-5, get a social life, get a family life, not be off until after 11 p.m. minimum usually. Yeah. And so, and I've always had this, in the back of my head, and I took that job in El Paso because it was a situation that I couldn't pass up, being a main anchor for the number one station for the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock news. And as you know, I started off my career in news, ended up in sports, and so I've done both. But as you know too, it can be a draining and a very very lonely life, so to say. And I'm not saying woe's me or anything, because we chose that career, but I'm following in the footsteps of many others, and I'm going into teaching, and I'll actually be teaching broadcast journalism at a local high school. I cannot talk about it yet because contract hasn't been signed, but you will see me now on Friday nights at the games supporting my alma mater, but also supporting the school that I'll be working at as well. And who knows, maybe I'll run into you guys if you're out at any of the games during high school football season. But being back, and I'll be truthful with you too, you know, I'm a big sports fan, but after I left covering sports, I don't even turn on SportsCenter anymore. I mean, I'd rather watch something that's entertaining or what have you. I mean, it burns you out. I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but I feel burned out. And, you know, when it comes to the only teams I really care about and watch passionately are University of Arizona and University of Southern California, college sports. All the other teams I'll casually watch. You know, I'll watch the FIFA World Cup because it means something. I'll watch playoffs, but I'm not into it as much as others anymore. And I'm just looking forward to, you know, shaping the lives of youngsters and some of the future journalists out there as well, and also giving them the warnings that it's not all such a limelight job. I mean, you know, as you know, jobs in journalism don't pay well, and most people leave for that reason. You have to work nights and weekends. You know, you have to work a lot of holidays, and you come home late at night, and you feel lonely. It's just a weird feeling, and you know, like, I'm not saying it's a woe's me. There's a lot of tough jobs out there, and we chose that career, but I'm really looking forward to the next step in life and having a 9 to 5 and truly enjoying my time here in the old Pueblo. And I'm going to keep the journalistic you know, bug inside of me going, because that's the beauty of what we have today with YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'll still do stories that I'm passionate about on YouTube now, instead of leading with death and destruction and political fights and stuff, all this negative news that I truly hate covering, but you have to. You know, I'm more about covering the hot stories out there. And, you know, the good thing about being a teacher is you get summers off, and during the summer, I'll continue to kind of work on social media type stories, you know, YouTube type stories, developing my YouTube page. So I'll continue with all that. So I'm not out of journalism 100%, but, you know, I'm gone from TV journalism just like you, because you know what, I need a regular life, my friend.
There you go. Hey, Paul, we appreciate you taking some time to join us, and we'll look forward to what that teaching job is going to be coming up here in a few months.
No, I can't wait. I'll let you know. I should be able to let the cat out of the bag very soon. But, yeah, thank you so much, and enjoy the show, as always, and can't wait to keep listening, and don't be surprised if I call in here and there as well.
There we go. Paul Cicala. You can see him out there tailgating before U of A football games. He's always out on the yard with his crew, watching the Wildcats, as he likes to say, and don't tell him the score of the USC game, because he's taping it at home. There you go. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives. He's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision Broadway in Harrison, Harrison and Broadway, also a wreck at Silverbell and Cortero and Silverbell. Busy travel on Speedway at Main Avenue, and travel picking up for Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. tomorrow, 81 the overnight low, 107 tomorrow, and 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day. But Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Last night was supposed to be the night that the U.S. men's national team broke through, but instead, the round of 16 match looked all too familiar and ended in a 4-1 defeat to Belgium in Seattle. Defensive mistakes early on doomed Team USA, and once again, they just didn't look in the same class with the elite teams in the soccer world. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure or developed sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify, but hurry. Time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GROW to borrow up to $10,000.
K on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Join me tomorrow, 3 to 6, Showtime Cards, Wild Card Wednesday, Showtime Cards. We'll have live box breaks happening right at the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. We broke some soccer boxes last time we were there in preparation for the World Cup tournament, which was just getting started. It is a long tournament as we get to the conclusion over the course of the next 12 days of this thing. Baseball, football, basketball, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars. We have broken a lot of boxes in our 10 previous trips to Showtime Cards. They've got something for every collector. Catch all the action tomorrow, 3 to 6. Showtime Cards is located on Speedway, just east of Craycroft. Join us tomorrow at 3 o'clock here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Ask for Dragon Ball about Monster Hunter cards. That's probably what he would be into.
Monster Hunter?
Oh, if we're doing Monster Hunter cards. I've recently just gotten my girlfriend into Monster Hunter. We're playing some of the ones on the Switch, and no, she's into it now, and I've been in Monster Hunter for quite some time. So if you get any of those, you let me know. I'll be able to pronounce those monsters at least somewhat properly. There's still some arguments about how some of those names are pronounced.
Okay, so in Wimbledon, which is happening right now, we've got I watched more tennis last week on my vacation, I think, than I've watched in the last 10 years. My dad is a huge my whole family. My family in Jersey, they love tennis. So it was it seemed like it was always on at the house, so we watched a lot of tennis. So
I think anybody grew up in the 80s like we did, like until there was.
I was trying to explain to my wife. My wife never watched tennis. I was trying to explain to her how, like, when I was 10 years old, and back when Wimbledon was on HBO and we had HBO, I would literally watch tennis.
And how many Americans were at the top in those days, too?
Oh, gosh.
All of them.
A lot. Yeah, more than there are now. But we still have one. Taylor Fritz will play in a semifinal tomorrow. And we have one quarterfinal. We have one semifinal already set as Novak Djokovic in a game that lasted how many hours? Over 5 hours today?
5 hours and 15 minutes, y'all.
Yeah, they had three tiebreakers in that match.
The first set went 10-12.
Yeah,
10-12 in the tiebreaker. 12-10, yeah.
Yeah, and then the fourth set went 7-4, and then the fifth set tiebreaker was 10-4. Because the fifth set you have to go to 10 points.
First to 10, yeah.
First to 10 points.
First to 10, win by 2. Yeah.
Exactly. So he is through, as is the number one seed Yannick Sinner, who won in straight sets, 7-5, 7-6, 6-3. We have 2 quarterfinals tomorrow, and we've got a Westwood One top play for you on one of those.
Sponsored by BetMGM. Own your moment. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Wimbledon tomorrow on the men's side. I think the Italian Flavio Caboli takes care of business and ends the fairy tale run of the British wildcard Arthur Ferry. Caboli made the quarters here last year. He just dismantled world number 5 Alex de Minaur, and he's got revenge on his mind. Ferry knocked him out in Australia, in my opinion, only because Caboli was dealing with a stomach virus. I think Caboli gets his lick back. I'll take him to cover the game spread. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so Flavio Caboli is the number 9 seed in this tournament. Arthur Ferry, as he mentioned, a wild card. How crazy would that be to see a wild card get to the semifinal? Can you imagine if a wild card is playing on center court for the championship in London? That is going to be insane. They have not had a lot of champions from the home country.
Yeah, Andy Murray, right?
Yeah, I think Andy Murray's the last one. Yeah, so that would be, and Andy Murray, though, was ranked. He was actually a ranked player.
He was great.
Yeah.
Like, he was expected. He was the homegrown guy who was meant, because the talk of when is a British-born tennis player going to win Wimbledon started 35, 50 years ago, right? So when Andy Murray came around, that was about 10 years ago or 15 years ago that he won his first. They were hoping for it and expecting it, but yeah, he was really good.
So the thing with this bet here, the games spread, is you can bet it 3 ways: 3.5, over 3.5, or over 4.5, or over 5.5. So we're going to take the over 5.5 because that's the plus money bet at plus 110. So we need Flavio Caboli to win 6 more games in this match than Arthur Ferry to get that win of plus 110, which would net us $14.19 on our $12.90 bet tomorrow. So we'll keep that match starts at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. The Fritz match, the last American standing, will start at 6:30. So they'll be playing those simultaneously. Now, real quick, On the women's side, we also have one semifinal. Coco Gauff knocked off the number 4 seed today, 6-3, 6-3, 6-4, the other American Pagula. So she is through to the semifinals with a chance to win. The number 1 seed, all seeded players left, but Pagula was the highest seed left. Naomi Osaka also was playing today. She lost in straight sets, 7-6 to 6-4. She is half American, half Japan, but plays out of Japan.
Real quick, back to Arthur Ferry.
Yes.
Apparently, he's 115 in the world. That's his rankings.
Okay.
Number 115. Number 2 men's singles for Great Britain.
Oh, wow.
So, well, we just talked about how it had been such a long time before Andy Murray, obviously winning, and tennis, soccer, huge over there. Apparently, Andy Ferry, even though he's 115 in the world, DK is the best, second best singles men's tennis player in Britain.
All right, real quick before we go to Dragon Ball, a couple of baseball plays. These games have already started, so we'll just you can't really bet these anymore, but we took them. Zach Wheeler over 7.5 strikeouts tonight for the Phillies. He struck out 10 in his last outing, has 44 Ks in his last 36 in the third innings pitched. And we've got the Red Sox, Wilyer Abreu, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He is hitting .361 against lefties and the Sox. The White Sox, it's the Red Sox against the White Sox. The White Sox are throwing Nick Houston, a lefty, tonight. So those are our other 2 bets we have. We lost on Christian Pulisic last night because he did not score. And we won on Spain on the money line over Portugal. Dragon Ball's got everything happening today in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, Arizona football set to go and take the stage tomorrow for the Big 12 Media Days, but Nova Fida going to be getting a lot of attention as he comes into the season as the preseason Big 12 conference selection. As was announced yesterday, Fafita is the first Arizona quarterback to earn first-team all-conference honors since 1975 after his performance last season, and now becomes the first ever to have preseason all-league quarterback selection in school history. And he's also Arizona's lone representative on the all-Big 12 preseason team. So congratulations to Noah there. It was a nice day out in San Diego for the Diamondbacks as the deep balls seemed to come whenever they wanted to against the Padres, including one by Max Kepler sending one to the stands early on.
Curveball's gone missing. Haven't seen many changeups either.
Kepler swings at the first pitch. See you later. A 3-run homer for Max Kepler. And it's a 6-0 lead for the visitors.
Again, the win helped the Diamondbacks get back to 500 at 45-45 on the year. The next game slated again starting tonight at 6:40 with Zach Gallen getting the start against Herman Marquez. And a little bit of breaking news here right now. Jalen Brunson undergoing surgery on his left wrist, expected to go ahead and resume basketball activities later on this summer. Rehab said to be going about 2 months or so following this procedure. He played through this injury apparently during the championship run, according to Shams Charania. So Brunson looking to go ahead and get himself healthy before the start of next season. I'm Dragon Ball, your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Thank you to Brent Brennan and your Arizona Wildcats for bringing the cup back home.
Luis Sano dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
State champs again.
Yep.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collision Broadway in Harrison, Harrison and Broadway, also a wreck at Silverbell and Cortero and Silverbell. Busy travel on Speedway at Main Avenue and travel picking up for Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. tomorrow, 81 the overnight low, 107 tomorrow, and 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's, get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on a DeWalt 20-volt Max 2 tool combo kit, now just $169. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
In a world that keeps us busy and constantly moving, from our businesses to our families and all that life brings, I want to take a moment to celebrate the 250th birthday of this remarkable nation and the freedoms we enjoy every day. It's incredible to reflect on 250 years of history. As we celebrate this milestone, we look forward with optimism and gratitude to all that is yet to come. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, wishing the USA a very happy birthday. God bless America and happy 4th of July.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
On the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
NBA Summer League is getting started, and we are seeing our Wildcats on the floor, including Brayden Burries making his initial appearance last night for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Acuff against Burries, a couple of first-rounders matched up. Dell'Orso got the first touch and converts it off the window. And the steal by Dell'Orso. Clifford with an easy one. Burries on the move. Burries up high.
Acuff has thrived in these late game situations.
Gets the three off. Wet. That thing is wet.
It's nasty.
The Kings win it 95-89. The number 7 overall pick, Darius Acuff Jr., ended up with 22 points on 4 of 9 from deep.
Don't forget, we got Darius Acuff Jr. as the Rookie of the Year, according to Westwood One Sports. You heard not only Brayden Burries, but Anthony Dell'Orso in that highlight as well, as he is on the Summer League team for the Sacramento Kings. Played 25 minutes last night, 2 of 5, 1 of 3 from 3, had 5 points, 4 rebounds, couple assists, a turnover, and a steal.
Got the
Anthony
start.
Dell'Orso. Yes, he did.
After coming off the bench for much of his time in Tucson, yeah.
Brayden Burries, 16 minutes in his first appearance, 12 points, 3 of 8, 1 of 4 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line to go along with 2 rebounds and 1 assist.
I mean, I have a really serious personal problem, so I did watch that whole game. And I will say that Brayden Burries looked a little slow. It didn't look like he was super engaged or super interested. But remember, people, the California Summer League is 6-8 teams.
Yeah.
It's in Sacramento. It lasts for 5 days. Then they do the same thing in Salt Lake City, Utah. These are traditional summer leagues. But the Summer League starts on Thursday in Las Vegas. So good chance we'll see Brayden Burries, Koa Pete, and all those other guys suiting up for their teams, playing a little bit more spirited. Brayden Burries obviously didn't sign that contract, so this is the first game he played in. But, you know, they're just kind of running through the motions, I think, trying to figure out the offense. And, man, we haven't really talked about it, Dragon Ball, but there's been a lot of moving pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Once the free agency started, we're still waiting to see where LeBron's going to go. But I have a feeling that this Bucks roster may not be finalized before next season starts. So there's also that factoring in as well.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be moving around for the Bucks. So what happens with Brayden Burries in regards to his eventual sitting into the depth chart is going to be something to watch out for. And you mentioned something about the Acuff being the potential Rookie of the Year candidate with the Kings. That became a bigger opportunity because of the recent release of DeRozan for the Sacramento Kings, and that opens the door potentially to go ahead and get a better chance of Dell'Orso making the squad because they're going to need some extra guards, and they're needing youth. They need youth bad on this Kings squad.
Okay, Anthony, go and replace the greatest mid-range shooter of all time. Get on out there.
Get on out there.
Another move last week while we were off saw Caleb Love switch coasts as he is now going from the West Coast to the East Coast. Last year on a 2-way deal with the Portland Trailblazers and now has signed a 2-way deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Got some extended playing time last year due to injuries there in Portland. Averaged 10 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds in 49 games, did Caleb. Now he'll join a team that also has Arizona alum Dalen Terry on it. So it'll be interesting to see those two guys together now in the city of brotherly love. Now that Jaylen Brown has arrived along with VJ Edgecombe, and who knows, they're a team that's reportedly trying to seal a deal to bring LeBron there as well.
Well, there's 3 teams on the list. Miami, Cleveland, and Philly are the 3 teams that most people are predicting that Mr. LeBron James will likely end his career with. Because, I mean, I can't imagine he's going to go as a 41-year-old across the country to some other team and then do that again and next offseason. So it's kind of going to be a bit of a farewell tour, I'm sure. But no doubt that LeBron James is going to pick a team that he feels is purpose-built right now to go and compete for titles. But, yeah, Philly is definitely in the mix.
Philly being in the mix is a bit of an odd pickup only because, again, you just brought in Jaylen Brown, which, again, is another trade that we haven't really had a whole lot of a chance to talk about since we got back from our week off. Again, Jaylen Brown going to the Sixers, replacing Paul George. You're going to have him team up with a Joel Embiid that we're still not sure what his health is going to be in the situation of. So they have a lot of youth at the guard position. You definitely have shooters. That's what LeBron likes to play around. So it'll be interesting to see how serious Philly really is in that competition. And as for the Cavs, they just got that extension done with Donovan Mitchell, I believe $274.
Yeah, just this morning, right?
Yeah, just this morning, $274 million.
I read 87 when he's in 2031.
Yeah.
$87 million per year.
Yes, so that they certainly are hitching the wagon to Donovan Mitchell right now. And the question mark now resides on what James Harden does. He says he's not going to pick up on his option, so he's likely going to look for a new deal. What that leaves open after that deal is probably going to be what would decide it for LeBron.
Well, they got to build around VJ Edgecombe and Maxey. I mean, those are their 2 future, Embiid obviously or whatever.
Right.
But did you hear much about that Brown story? Because I know you're on vacation, DK, but the actual story is, are analytics the future, present, or do they not matter? Because there was a period last year, obviously we all remember Tatum was injured, where Jaylen Brown was in the forerunning, like top 3 of the MVP voting, maybe bet the All-Star break or that kind of thing. Season ends, Celtics get knocked out, And there are some scouts who anonymously have talked about how they consider Jaylen Brown to be the 6th or 7th best player on any roster, let alone one of the 5 best players, which is why the value of that trade maybe didn't meet the stats. And they're like DeMar DeRozan is another guy. You talk about, I think DeMar DeRozan is up to like top 10 in scoring all time in NBA history. I mean, that's the kind of career he's had, but not necessarily stats that lead towards winning.
Yeah.
And Jaylen Brown, they're trying to put in that same category. So that question is really how good is Jaylen Brown at win shares relative to just filling up, the Westbrook type of thing. Points, rebounds, and assists are great on the stat sheet, and leading your team to a championship is even better.
Yep.
Caleb Love, last year, although he only got in, we mentioned he played a lot because they had injuries. A lot of those guys started coming back towards the end of the season.
Their roster was injured. Yeah. All their guards were injured.
Yeah.
Portland had a lot of injuries. They had issues with the coach about not being there because
of that was right before the season started.
Chauncey.
With Chauncey.
That happened like 2 weeks before the season started. I think.
Yeah, to say that the Trailblazers were in a state of tumultuousness would be an understatement.
He did make 134 threes, however, and that was the second most by a rookie in Portland Trailblazers franchise history.
They needed him to get up in there and get shots at. When he was, there were, as we've all seen from Caleb Love, there were times when his percentages waned. But when they needed him to be a go-to scorer and get shots up, he did that. But I watched every single second of the Spurs series, and I didn't see any Caleb Love, and that's because they have a lot of promising guards up there in Rose City. Like, there are some good guards, good young guard play there, so... I think it was great. We didn't know if Caleb would even get much run at all. So the fact that, you never wish injuries on a team or a franchise, like the running back situation with the Cardinals last year, that's what the Portland Trailblazers went through with their guard rotation this year, and Caleb Love took advantage of that. Good to see another team pick him up, and hopefully he can get a good shot in Philly. I would imagine he's going to be playing in Vegas as a second-year player. Go out there and prove yourself a little bit, see what you can do for the roster once we get to the real season.
The Mercury are back on the court tonight, and in the WNBA, they have not lost a game since the finger-pointing incident between Sophie Cunningham and DeWanna Bonner. They lost that game when all of that took place, but that was the first of the 2 games in Indiana a few weeks ago. They came back, they won the next night, and they have not lost since. They take a 3-game winning streak into their home game tonight against the Chicago Sky. Now, after we departed on vacation, a lot started happening in regards to what happened in that second game, and a little bit of a hard foul that might have taken place between Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark, and Thomas maybe putting her hand down on Clark's throat, and how that was viewed by a lot in the WNBA public. Alyssa Thomas received death threats as a result of that. Let's hear from Alyssa Thomas on that situation as it unfolded within the last couple of weeks.
Now we're being painted as thugs, and there's death threats out on us. So it's really unacceptable. It's something that needs to change in this league, and I'm just really sick and tired of it.
Have you ever experienced something like that before?
A couple years ago, when we played Indy in the playoffs, same thing, but not to this extent. Our families are being threatened. Kids are being threatened. People are sending racial slurs and all types of stuff. And, there's a difference between trolling and there's a difference between hatred. And the hatred that we're experiencing over a play that honestly was a complete accident. No one even knew it happened. It's just unfortunate. But, yeah, the league has to do better in this instance.
Nate was really frustrated that the league didn't reach out to any of you guys. Did you share that frustration? What would you have told the league?
Honestly, I didn't even know I was being suspended until 10 minutes before it was put on social media. We still have yet to hear anything from Kathy. It's no surprise. You can see what's being said on social media, and as usual, she remains silent, and that's unfortunate when, our lives are being threatened.
How do you think it affects your ability to play going forward?
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. Basketball is meant to be physical. Like I said, I didn't even know that play happened. If you watch the clip back, no one in the stands, their bench knew that it happened. Again, that doesn't change anything of how we play basketball. Basketball is a contact sport.
Now, the commissioner of the WNBA did come out and make a statement later that day after those comments were made by Alyssa Thomas, denouncing, of course, any death threats against players in the league, and saying that obviously the league takes those matters very seriously. And so, again, I tweeted out during that second game which the Mercury won, after that game, I said, did Sophie wake the sleeping giant? Because this is a Mercury team that had not been playing good basketball. And sometimes you need an incident to get that spark going. Was that the incident? Was the finger pointing that has now turned into the worldwide meme of everything you want to make a point about? You've got the Sophie Cunningham pointing meme now on just about everything. That and the two people that scaled the Empire State Building the day that I was in New York City. There's all kinds of people making their own flags of the couple up there flew that day. We had no idea that was going on until we got to lunch. And it was like literally right down the street from where we were. Because I really wasn't looking up. I really wasn't looking up at the Empire State Building.
There was a proposal there as well.
There was a proposal there. These are two teams, Mercury and Sky, going in opposite directions. Mercury have won 3 in a row. Sky have lost 8 of their last 10. That'll be a 7:00 tip tonight up in the Valley. Mercury now 8-13, so a chance to get back 4 games under 500, and winners, if they can do so, 4 in a row tonight. All right, DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290. When we come back, we want you to hear some of what took place today at Big 12 Media Days in Frisco, Texas. We'll let you hear some of what Commissioner Brett Yormark had to say in his Q&A with the media. That is straight ahead. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Palo Verde and Irvington and Palo Verde. Also a wreck at Nogales and Aerospace Parkway and Nogales Highway. And slowdowns westbound Ajo at Mission. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Really small chance of showers, about a 15% chance of rain, around 6 or 7 tonight. 107 expected tomorrow and 106 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather
together.
This
report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I'm Ruben Cruz. After a car accident, people ask, what is my case worth? It depends on your injuries, the medical care you receive, and the impact on your life. At Cruz & Associates, we build strong cases and fight for full compensation. No fees unless we win. Injured, call Cruz.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The NWSL season was on a break during the month of June, but now the Pro Soccer League is back in action. The San Diego Wave are in first place of the NWSL standings. The club resumed their season on Saturday with a 2-0 victory over defending champion Gotham FC. Wave forward and San Diego native Melanie Barcenas scored the first goal, and her squad opened the second half of their season with a statement victory.
First half of the season is kind of the past, so I think just setting off the team on a good and ending the first half necessarily with a goal on top of Gotham felt really good, and I think just doing it at home is always super special to me. Obviously, everyone knows I have a very special connection to this community, this club, and fans. Being from San Diego. So yeah, I think it just felt really amazing to help my team and put us on the board.
The first place Wave are back in action Saturday when they host Angel City FC. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
That sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GROW to borrow up to $10,000.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, this guy on the Texas Tech defense is going to be one of the top players in the Big 12 this year.
3rd down and 4. Bachmeier with time. Oh, what an interception by Roberts! Point blank stabbed it. Ben Roberts. Bachmeier. It is intercepted again. Ben Roberts does it again.
That was the Big 12 championship game last year. Ben Roberts had a pair of interceptions on the freshman Blake Bachmeyer, who doesn't throw a lot of picks. So that was pretty impressive for Roberts, who is one of the was on the linebacker side of the first team here in the Big 12 this year in terms of the preseason listings, and of course playing at Texas Tech. He is a captain and had to speak for all of the commotion and things that this team has dealt with surrounding the embattled former quarterback, Brendan Sorsby. Let's hear what Ben had to say about all of that happening this spring.
It was pretty simple. A lot of the things that we get preached in the building, that we preach around, is that what's next mentality. Just whatever happens, good or bad, we're getting to what's next. What do we have to do next? And a lot of that noise was outside the building, so it was easy to keep everyone in the right headspace.
There you go. That's generally what you would think. Everybody inside the building has one mission.
I mean, come on. Like, if you had to describe Texas Tech's response, circling the wagons is literally the only phrase you could possibly use. Every single one of them. So what is Ben Roberts, the captain, going to say? Same thing.
Yep.
Right? Like, there was a bit of a victim complex involved with a lot of that, as if Texas Tech didn't have anything to do with it. But I think it's great. I mean, I feel worse, Dragon Ball, for the players involved.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it wasn't as if Sorsby had been in that locker room for 4 years. He had just come over this summer. To have to deal with that level of distraction when you're, one of the 10 best teams in the country, looking to repeat as Big 12 champions. But what's he going to say, DK? He's got to say the same thing. It's toe the party line. Nope. Say the same thing the administrations have been saying. We're keeping all that in house, and you guys can't deter what we're doing here. We're doing our thing. We're the Texas Tech way.
All right, let's hear from the commissioner, Brett Yormark, some of his remarks. In fact, the whole thing about Brendan Sorsby, you knew it was going to come up, and it came up right off the get-go.
Hi, Commissioner, and Jerry Ramirez from RedRaidersports.com. I was wondering...
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I'm always excited to be here.
Well, I'm thrilled you're here today.
Yes, sir, thank you. Just curious if, throughout the Brendan Sorsby situation, if you supported Texas Tech at any point throughout that, and if that changed, what may have caused you to change your mind on that?
Let me start off by saying I appreciate the question. I appreciate other questions that are probably going to come forth today. Today's not the time to address that issue. Today is about celebrating the upcoming football season and celebrating our 16 schools. But I appreciate the question, so thank you.
All right, we'll go front row here.
Hey, Commissioner. Nick Hamilton, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Good.
Wanted to ask you mentioned about expansion and being able to obviously expand the conference and obviously the game of college football. What steps do you need to take to be able to expand but not have an overkill and be able to get on one accord with the rest of the conferences to be able to try to make that happen?
Are you talking about expansion from a standpoint of member institutions?
Member institutions, yes.
Okay, so the only way I'm going to address that is I love the makeup of our conference right now. You think about the composition of the Big 12, we've added 8 institutions over the last 3 to 4 years, okay? It's taken a lot of time and effort to build cohesion. I think we're finally there. I don't think as a conference we're the best version of ourselves. We've got some work to still do, but we're well on our way. And as I said in my closing comments, there's never been a better time to be part of this conference than right now. But thank you for the question.
Over here in the blue.
Hey, Mr. Commissioner, Hutchins from the Quad City Times. How important is it for Big 12 schools to continue playing out-of-conference rivalry games in football? And does that change if you go to a 10-game schedule?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I didn't hear that. Just speak into the mic a little bit more.
Yeah. How important is it to continue playing out-of-conference rivalry games?
Well, I think out-of-conference is important. Scott Draper all the time. And we'll continue to discuss that on a go-forward basis. You mentioned something about 10 conference games, or no?
How does it, does that change? If you go to 10 games, does it change the willingness to play out-of-conference rivalry games?
Well, listen, as it relates to 10 conference games, it's something I brought up at the spring business meetings, and that will be predicated on where we end up or not in the college football playoff expansion. All those variables are interconnected, if you will, and we'll address them when we need to. But out-of-conference games are critically important.
Gentleman here in the second row.
Good morning, Commissioner. AP Stedham of AP.
Nice to see you.
Yes, sir. Commissioner, what did you learn about the evaluation process for the college football playoff that you want to tell your member institutions? And what are your feelings about the college football playoff and the number of teams that are involved at this point?
Well, the college football playoff, obviously, is something that's been top of mind for me for quite some time, and we've talked about different formats and how do you expand it or not, and that work really in earnest is starting now. I just returned a few weeks ago from Colorado, where the management committee came together and we started discussing what the possibilities might look like, and as I said in my opening comments, we need more access. I'm a firm believer in that. The Big 12 is a firm believer in that. Where that takes us, I can't tell you today. I don't have a crystal ball. But I want more access. And I think that's the right thing for us to consider. And we're doing the appropriate due diligence right now. But thank you for your question.
Gentleman in the back.
Mitch Harper, KSL Sports. Brett, sorry, get a little bit of feedback. You mentioned international games and things like that. What other locations or how big of a role is international play going to be in the league going forward?
Well, I mean, I've said it before, and I'm on the record. You know, we have global ambitions as a conference. Obviously, we're playing 2 games overseas this year. 14% of our student athletes come from outside this country, and 6 of our 16 institutions have campuses outside of the U.S. So it's something that we need to continue to do our due diligence on. I do like the NFL model and where they're going. I like the NBA and where they're going. If you think about where we've played internationally, it's pretty consistent and aligns well where the NFL and the NBA have been, and we'll see where we go in the future. But I'm excited about the possibilities. There's a lot of interest in Europe for what we do here at the Big 12, and we'll determine if, you know, what's next and what's right. But thank you for your question.
All right, the gentleman here in the purple blazer.
Yeah, Brett, Barry Trammell, to your left. Barry Trammell from the Tulsa World.
Barry, you were there in day one with me.
Yeah, I've been day one of a lot of places.
No, I know, yeah. I know. Yeah. It's good to see you.
You too. When it comes to the playoff, I mean, it appeared the Big 12 and the ACC were on the side of a 16-team format several months ago. Appears that has flipped. The desire for more access really hasn't changed. What were the factors that made you shift towards the 24? The secondary questions, if we do go 24, looks like we lose the Big 12 championship game. Is that just a collateral damage that you're willing to accept?
Well, first of all, great question. I liked 16 initially as I learned more about it, obviously without the additional AQs, okay? When 24 became part of the conversation, we've done our own conference due diligence around it, and we think it might be a great fit for us. We discussed it most recently in our spring business meeting with our coaches. Across the board, they liked it, and we continue to have those conversations with our ADs and our presidents. We do need to understand the economics. Is there a marketplace to go to 24? We have to understand the scheduling dynamic and what that means, and the unintended consequences, which I said earlier. As it relates to our championship game, I think I've said it before, that's a huge tentpole event for us. I mean, we had over 85,000 attend last year, and our ratings were up 39%. It's a big deal for us. And there are economics that go with that champ game. So as we consider 24, we've got to look at what we have and what potentially we might gain, and ultimately make the best decision for the Big 12. But everything's on the table.
Right,
Thank you.
Gentleman back here.
Hi, Commissioner Robert Aronoff, Knights 24/7. My question is, with the gambling situation that the conference dealt with in the past year, we had multiple parties making multiple assertions, threats, in a courtroom, including two different states' attorneys kind of weighing in on what was going to happen or what should happen. What is the conference doing as you look to celebrate this year and protect the game moving forward? What is the conference doing to ensure that the resolution of these situations happens within a byline or guidelines of the conference and not in a courtroom?
Listen, I appreciate the question. I'll just start off by saying integrity for the game is critically important. For all sports, for this conference, we will continue to work with our student athletes to educate them and to help guide them in this new environment. When I grew up, sports betting wasn't as available as it is today. It's a different world that student athletes are growing up in, and they need to be educated. And that's the role that we are taking alongside of our member institutions. But thank you for the question.
The gentleman right here in the middle.
Donovan Bridgeford, TXA and 24 News. So I just wanted to talk about, with AT&T Stadium seeing such an international, guess you would say, like love from everyone that's been there, what is your plan for this with 250 celebration being there for the championship at the end of this season?
It's a great question. We have not gone to work yet on what that looks like, but that's one of our biggest moments of the year, our champ game, and everything leads to AT&T Stadium. So we think it's a perfect opportunity for us to celebrate America 250. Thank you for your question.
The gentleman here in the purple blazer. Go ahead.
Sean Dillon, Rocket Brigade. Commission, Texas Tech got fined over tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU paddles broke an always maker rule, has a tradition exemption. Sorsby never played a snap. Big 12 sued them anyway, while Cincinnati hasn't been yet touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas fans believe it?
Can you sit? Let me come closer to you. Stand up. Ask that question again, and I'm going to give you the answer I want to give you, so go ahead.
Texas Tech got fined for tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU has had paddles that were given a noisemaker exemption back in 2012. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders, and yet there is a lawsuit. Cincinnati has yet to be touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe them?
No, I didn't say greater than 12. You misquoted me. I said we're going forward as 16 strong, and that's my answer to your question. But thank you for that question. Appreciate it.
I love that guy sometimes. But thank you for that question. He is he's kind of a cool dude. I'm a Brett Yarmark fan.
Just stop trying to manipulate the media, y'all.
Exactly.
Just tip your cap. Sorsby's not playing. Move on with the team you got.
I know that whoever was running the security detail for the stage there, when he saw Yormark start to step around that podium, started to think,
stand up, brother. Stand up. I'm going to walk over here and give you the answer I'm going to give you. I was like, okay, what we got coming up here? 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've got one more segment to go with you for today's show, and we'll have our Casino del Sol replay and a little bit more. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives on this 107-plus degree day. Traffic and weather together.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Palo Verde and Irvington and Palo Verde. Also a wreck at Nogales and Aerospace Parkway and Nogales Highway. And slowdowns westbound Ajo at Mission. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Really small chance of showers, about a 15% chance of rain, around 6 or 7 tonight. 107 expected tomorrow and 106 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and
This
weather.
report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. After about 30 hours of elation after learning that Flo Balogun would be available, last night was more of the same from Team USA. Timid play soccer fans are used to seeing from this team in years past. The biggest star, Christian Pulisic, disappointed, and ultimately, the group stage was just a mirage. I'm Adam Abdallah.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Hey, it's Steve Gorman. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn could take you by surprise. Another car could turn out in front of you. A large truck could brake suddenly. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and you won't have time to course correct. The speed limit doesn't just protect you, it protects everyone around you. So slow down, obey the law, and keep everyone on the road safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly.
Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GROW to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GROW to borrow up to $10,000.
16 enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We come back from vacation, and the Diamondbacks have gotten a little power in their lineup from the likes of their newest player, Max Kepler.
Still only 1 out, 2 on, and 3 runs home for Kepler. And Kepler sends one way back. Max Kepler, welcome to the Diamondbacks. Oh boy, he hammered that one. His first as a Diamondback. And they are all over Walker Buehler here in San Diego.
Diamondbacks Download. Baseball talk.
Buehler. Yeah, Walker Buehler gave up 7 earned runs on 5 hits in 7 innings. And the homer party was to continue in the 4th. Jerry at the plate.
2-2. Perdomo gets it up in the air. This is headed on its way, and there it goes. Geraldo Perdomo, his 6th. It's 7-0 Diamondbacks.
We really need Jerry Geraldo Perdomo to get hot. 2 for 4 last night with that home run. He's only hitting 246, and that's only his 6th home run after he hit 20 and drove in 100 runs last year. If he gets hot, the second half could be very interesting for this Diamondbacks team. How about Nolan Arenado, the ageless one?
Well, Arenado gets first look, and Arenado hits it high in the air to left. This one's headed for the Metal Supply Company, and there it goes. Nolan Arenado, number 10, and it's 8-0 Diamondbacks.
That would be your final. Brandon Pfaadt back from the minor leagues and in the rotation. He has put together 2 solid starts in a row. 1 run, 5 1/3 against San Francisco last week. 5 shutout innings with 6 Ks. He's got an 8-1 strikeout to walk ratio in his 2 starts since coming back from Reno. You got to like that. Torey Lovullo, that's the way to start a 7-game road trip.
I'm proud of these guys. We had a couple of very tough losses against the Brewers at home, and you're always curious about how they're going to respond. And Brandon Pfaadt was fantastic today. He went out there, dialed it up, gave us 5 real good innings, got to that pitch count that we were comfortable with. The life on his fastball, the 2-seam sweeper combination is something that seems to really be working for him. And then he's never out of any count. He could throw any pitch seemingly where he wants to get back into counts. But for me, the sinker was a big separator for him today. I can't remember who he struck out. It was a left-handed hitter. He struck out on a down changeup. That's something that jumped out at me the last outing, that the changeup was in play against some left-handed hitters. It just gives them another weapon. And the offense did a really nice job of just taking advantage of any situation. We got extra outs, and the Kepler home run was clearly the big blow of this game. It was nice to see him get off the ground. Equally impressive was his first at-bat, a down and away pitch that I think there was 2 strikes, and he lines it into left field. for a base hit and an RBI. He took an unbelievable early BP today. So we feel like this is coming. This is a situation where we know it's in there. It's just about getting his legs under him, getting him strong, and repeating swings. And that's what it looked like today. It was when it left the bat, it was very clear to everybody it was going to be a home run.
All right, game 2 of the series tonight. Zach Gallen, got to get him going now. 3-8, a 6.36 ERA. I don't know how many more chances he's going to get, but 17 home runs allowed. Zach Gallen needs to turn it around. German Marquez on the mound for the Padres, who have lost now 9 of their last 10 games, to fall to 200-500, 3-2 for German Marquez, 579 earned run average. That is a first pitch coming up at 6:40 out at Petco Park. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Paul Sakala joined us early in the show, longtime TV sports anchor, news reporter as well here in Tucson, KVOA, KOLD, and he was in Mexico for the beginning of the World Cup tournament and talked about his experience down in Mexico City.
Man, it was awesome. I mean, everywhere you went, and I haven't been in any World Cup cities here in the United States, but I'm sure it's that way here. But everywhere you went, from the airport to just random streets, they had, soccer stuff up, FIFA stuff up, all the good players, not just the international players or not just the players from Mexico, but some of the other teams that would be playing there as well. And I actually, a good friend of mine, Frank Contreras, he's a Sunnyside Unified School District alum, just like myself. He's a foreign correspondent in Mexico City, and I've actually freelanced for him here in Tucson when he's doing stories on border issues and even in El Paso. And I went out there initially just to help him out with his live shots. So we were outside and doing more stuff on the atmosphere of the World Cup. I didn't get inside the stadium, but I still felt that energy, especially when I heard Shakira during the opening ceremonies or one of my favorite Spanish rock groups, Maná. It was a really cool experience. And then going from there, dealing with live shot difficulties, as you know very well, sometimes you can't get a signal, especially there. And then moving to, one of the many watch party areas in Mexico City, it was just an experience like no other. I think Mexico truthfully deserved more games. And I feel like the United States has probably gotten like 4/5 of the games. But I feel like Canada and Mexico probably deserved a few more. But it was really cool. It was a cool experience to be there. And sorry if I'm being long-winded with it, but it was exciting for me. The minute I found out that was going to be the World Cup opener, the first game, whether it be in Canada, the United States, or Mexico, 6 months beforehand, I bought my ticket from Juarez to Mexico City so I wouldn't get ripped off. And obviously, living in El Paso at the time, it's easy to fly out of Juarez. So I had that marked for a long time, knowing that I just wanted to see the atmosphere. There's no way I would have been able to afford tickets.
Paul Sakala joining us, longtime sports anchor here in Tucson at KVOA. Also, back in the day, worked at KOLD as well. Paul, explain just what soccer, for folks that have Mexican heritage. When you first started, like for yourself, when you first started understanding the sport, who were some of the initial heroes that you loved growing up watching El Tricolor play as a kid?
Well, I just think it's a different beast because, in the United States, we have college sports. We have so many other professional sports. So there's less and less people that have a passion for soccer. But in Mexico, I mean, it's soccer, and baseball is actually moving up there now. But I mean, soccer, people live and die for soccer. So, I mean, growing up, the players that I remember were like Hugo Sanchez, who was one of the few Mexico players that was playing in Europe. Of course, even as a teenager or young adult, I always looked up to Jorge Campos, who was a great goalie. And I was a goalie way back in the day when I grew up playing soccer and everything. But it's just fun to cheer for all teams. And I'm equally a fan of Mexico as I am of the United States. And I'm still really, really sad and upset at the loss for the United States as well. And it's sad that all three host countries, we could say they all were successful because they all made it to the round of 16, but it's kind of sad that all three of us lost in the round of 16 as well.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Paul Sakala mentioning Shakira, who sung the national anthem to kick off the World Cup. I've been meaning to ask this question since that first night, and we've never really gotten around it. Is Shakira like the hottest woman on the planet? I mean,
I'm sure that there would be people that would make the argument for it, yes.
Yeah, I think she is unbelievable. The way that she sings, the way that she moves.
What part of her body moving is it that you're talking about?
Yeah, all of it.
Because I think the hips,
All of the
hips are what we're talking about here, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's an entertainer for sure.
Known for moving her hips.
Mm-hmm.
The hips don't lie.
They do not lie whatsoever. And she's a big time soccer mom. She's got, I think, her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend.
Bro, how old is Shakira these days? She's got to be,
getting
close to 40.
There,
I don't think she's 40 yet.
Yeah, she's at the very least she's getting close to, if not in her 40s.
She found some stardom and some fame pretty early in life.
Yeah. Not to mention she also had the World Cup theme song, I believe, when they had it in South Africa almost a decade ago.
Maybe we'll make that a question of the day coming up. All right, that's going to wrap things up. Don't forget, we'll be at Showtime Cards tomorrow. Join us out there from 3 to 6 for Wild Card Wednesday. It is on Speedway just east of Craycroft. Thanks to Paul Sakala for joining us on the show today, and we will hear from your Arizona Wildcats tomorrow from Big 12 Media Day. Looking forward to that. Brent Brennan, Noah Fafita, Tay Brown, and everybody else that'll be there in Frisco, Texas. For J-Dub, for Cricket, for Dragon Ball, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great evening, everybody. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Collision at Palo Verde and Irvington and Palo Verde, and also roadwork at the intersection. Houghton and Valencia, a stalled vehicle. 22nd Street closed. Tucson Boulevard to Cherry Belle Avenue. Use Broadway or Aviation Parkway instead. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
And now, a no-frills ad sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned straightforward ad. See if you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
Hey there, pizza and ice cream lovers! Get excited because Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream is now open at the Oro Valley Marketplace. We've got something for everyone: a private party room, arcade, golf simulator, and even a coin-operated train to keep the little ones entertained. Hungry? Dive into our weekday lunch buffet or have a leisurely Sunday brunch with a stunning view of Push Ridge. Be sure to ask about our new secret menu launching in July, featuring all things watermelon. If you can't stop in, enjoy free delivery through August, and now delivering to our friends in Saddlebrook. Catch every minute of the International Soccer Tournament on our more than 25 TVs. That's Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream at the Oro Valley Marketplace. Come for the pizza, stay for the fun.
And this Friday, we've got a Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream sweet deal for you. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring hearing automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
It's the Golden Goal Giveaway all month long at Casino Del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Winners are drawn Fridays and Sundays, 6 to 8 p.m. every hour to score a goal for their prize. The more you play, the more entries you get. And don't miss the July 31st grand finale, where you'll have a chance at a share of $15,000 in cash and prizes. Only at Casino Del Sol and Casino of the Sun, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM.